Hey, welcome back to Métropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's October 24th, 2024. Just got back from Worlds on Monday, as you might know. Hopefully you've had a lot of really fun content to watch, or you're just getting home from your travels. I hope you're well. Weird things going on right now. My Restream chat app isn't working, so now I have it in this window, but it's smaller. Can I pop it out? I might have to look all... Can I pop this out? Restream does... They've changed how things work. And now I have this window. I'm just remove brand. I can't. It's small. It's tiny. How do I make this bigger? I'm nothing without my tools. The master complains. How's everyone doing? Hopefully all are doing well. Let me just like look at every single bad sightline. I'm gonna have a conversation and I'll just be looking like this the whole time. Oh, I gotta pause these windows too, or I see myself repeating. How's everyone doing? I've been doing well. Imagine doing well enough you have to put effort into writing a deck list. Couldn't be me. Oh, sorry, Tehran. There's a lot of really nice deck lists coming out right now. Shout out to, I got a message from Plural. I know I've been a bit critical about these drop downs being in a weird order, and now they're in a slightly better order. You still have to click on deck lists and go to popular instead of like how you used to default. That's fine. But you're starting to see a lot of really nice deck lists come in. I want to shout out a couple of them that I've read so far. Analyze Chris's. I can't believe he named it Mr. Hands. That was a joke. I didn't think that would land. Another one is XDG's, which is doing really, really well. Just a really nice one from Chris talking to development. This Animorphs meme was in the Discord server. I found it was really quite funny. And the triple deep dive deck, a deck that I've called publicly pretty cheesy, but it's kind of working out quite well, that's for sure. At the bottom, there's a nice goofy picture of the folks hanging out on Sunday. Oh, maybe it's gone. Maybe it used to be there. Oh, who knows? I don't know where to read. This chat overlay only shows like 3 messages, and it shouldn't be like that. How do I make this bigger? The need help button? Nah, that's not doing it. I'm just gonna look over here at the top. Give me 1 second to catch up. It looks like things are working fine. Hey, Steph Tabby, how's it going? Metro Stream. Are we still dreaming to California? Solomir, we kind of are. Shout out to your deck list of the week. If I'm not mistaken, and I'm gonna be really, really rude here just because Joe is a really nice guy, and I think he can take it. This might be the least amount of likes a deck list of the week has ever gotten. And it's because it's Worlds. Like, people had other stuff going on, but it's not that this deck isn't cool. It is cool, but I honestly think these numbers and deck list of the week is a really weird thing that happened. A lot of people aren't posting deck lists the week before Worlds because they're keeping their secrets to them, but I guess legally we have to play this. Let me just catch up on chat first. Yo, Diogen, how's it going? I prefer the more jazz or rave version of the music. The last track, not the one that was going on but when we came in, but the track before that, I had actually not heard before. I didn't know it was part of our playlist. It's pretty good. I also recently got like a dispute, like a copyright claim for music on the channel of a song that we've been using on the channel for a really long time. It's actually one of my favorite songs. But the dispute claimed the track is a different name and is a different title. And I looked up the author and I couldn't find anything about the person who's claiming it. I don't know if that's like a spurious claim or not. I don't know what that costs, but I did dispute it. It halted ad revenue on a video that was like 2 years old. So like, it's not gonna matter. I just fundamentally don't want it to happen. Hey, Chronologist. Hello, Andre. Very nice to meet you at Worlds. Nice to meet you at Worlds too. Thanks for dropping in the stream. As a first-time chatter, you get like a little big box around your name. So it's very easy to see. Hopefully you're doing well, huh? Hopefully you had a good Worlds. Post-Worlds clarity. Hey, Deadman. Danby, I'm dreaming of the burritos I got in California. I have somehow avoided eating food in a tube since I've gotten back. And honestly, I'm kind of missing it. I was looking at our pasta bake, and I was thinking maybe I can roll this up somehow. It might work. Hey, Lucille, bopping to the grid pre-stream, grinding some games on JNet to get ready for UK Nats. Life is good. Life is good. UK Nats is about 2 weeks away. There might be like a dozen tickets left over. It is on November 16th, so it's coming up. It's going to be a big event. A lot of people call it Worlds too, and I know a bunch of folks who are traveling out for it. Probably won't be me this year, but I do plan 1 year to come to UK Nats. Maybe Worlds will be in the UK or maybe Ireland next year. I think I'd be excited for that, but we'll find out soon. Speaking of finding out soon, it seems like the application process for the organized play stuff next year, so like district championships and mega cities, those should be up on Null Signal Games website relatively soon. If you haven't checked out the organized play Q&A that Jeff did, it's at the last, it probably will be separated into its own video, but it's the last hour of the final COS stream. It's on like late on a Friday night. It's pretty great. You just see Jeff, and eventually the questions do come in through microphone, but a lot of nice people in a single room asking about organized play questions, and I think that comes through. So over the next couple of weeks, stay tuned to the Null Signal Games website. Everyone's saying Ireland, it must be true. And by everyone, you mean Anarcho? Yeah, she is specifically just saying Ireland and apparently making it happen. I don't know. I'd be happy about it. Diogen's asking what Lucille's meta calls for UK Nats. UK Nats is really weird, right? So like we saw the world's meta. There were specifically some very UK decks like Asmari that did not perform or did not really show up that much at Worlds. And I'm not incredibly surprised. But if I'm not mistaken, like all the UK nationals that I remember have a very, very strong, I don't want to say homogenized, but targeted meta. Maybe I'm thinking about like 2 years ago where the UK nationals was like 95%. It was like Drago, Reality Plus versus at that point, it wasn't even Endurance. It was like Penny Shaver or Paragon 419. Like if you look at the top 16, there were so many focus decks that were just like, this is the meta, this beats the meta. I don't know if that's the case, but I'm very excited to see what it is. Someone had better bring a Better Citizen program to UK Nats. Yeah, that was a cool deck. I think who was playing it? Better Citizen program. Radish was, right? At Worlds. It looked kind of cool. You got to see it on stream, I think, in COS against Whiteblade even. Give me 1 second. I forgot to close this window. I should. That's better. It's my list. Yeah, right. Pittsburgh Crew. Or Philly Crew, maybe more accurately. SF has some of the best burritos. It's true. We went twice to get burritos at the same place at the Ferry House. The burritos were honestly fine. Like I wasn't blown away. I asked for medium spicy and it wasn't spicy at all. I don't know if they looked at me and made like a judge call that I didn't know what I wanted, but like I've had better burritos. The place across the street that was doing like the vegan supreme wraps, those were quite good. But the burritos I had in California were like, they were fine. They weren't bad, but they were not incredibly flavorful. It's worth noting that I'm a vegetarian, so my options are a bit different, but like you can still do vegetarian food good, can't you? Hey, Supernaut, how's it going? Okay, hold on. I need to catch up on the stream. The stream like chat is really annoying right now because I need to do both of these and then eventually I can catch up on this one. But this one only shows 3 things. I'll figure it out. Give me 1 second. By the way, how's it going, Koleva? I lost every game I played and loved it at Worlds. Yeah, let's go. It's just like meeting people. I don't know. You winning games sometimes happens. It can happen sometimes. It was a busy week. It was. Hey, Trenzor, I played every game I lost, which in retrospect didn't help. Hey, Blaza, how's it going? Happy Thursday. I had to scramble to finish that write-up before leaving for the cruise ship terminal. Oh, you didn't do this on your tablet? Yeah, it's a cool list. I think the Singleton Public Trail is something we should be seeing in Thule decks. I think people don't respect it. You just die out of nowhere. Now, obviously, distributed tracing does something similar. The Bass is actually kind of cool. It does open up kill lines. It really does, like MC Austerity Light. This on the table can really matter, especially if you have to do like distributed trail into end of line hypoxia. Like that sometimes does a 5 damage burst. I think that's kind of neat. It's cool. It's definitely neat. It's cool and it's neat. I'm still trying to catch up on chat and it's really not doing great for me. Switched to Twitch because YouTube was buffering like wild. Hey, Aurora, welcome. How's it going? Still having a Worlds high, which is actually interfering with work this week. Yo, Xing, how many people do you say that you went to Worlds? If someone asked, like, what were you doing this weekend? You said, I had to take time off because I was playing at Worlds. And then does it change the fact that you top 8'd? Will you tell more people or fewer people? Because Changeling has been going to a lot of Worlds. I think it was the 8th World. So obviously being in his backyard definitely helps, but that happens literally all the time. YouTube claim system sucks with a capital X. There was no way on the dispute forum to say like, I'm against this dispute because that is not the song. Like it just wasn't an option to be like the basis of this case is unfounded. Other things were like, I have licensing for this or like I will delete it. But none of the options were like, this is just straight incorrect, which like maybe that makes sense. Food tubes. I think there's a question in the comments about orbital superiority I should answer. Oh yeah, you do have a question there. The Austin meta is doing a costume party tournament this weekend, so I immediately had to switch gears to make decks for that. Help with the post-Worlds fog. Yo, what are you dressing up as? I think that's sick. Oh, on that note, I'm kind of burned out. Not burned out. I'm kind of bummed out. Not burned out. I'm kind of bummed out because next week, Thursday is Halloween. And normally we do like a Halloween adjacent stream and sometimes we dress up or we usually just put the same mask on. But specifically next Thursday, 1 week from now on Hallows Eve, there will be no stream. A friend of ours is getting married, and so we have like a thing to do, obviously, on that night, and they're getting married on Halloween intentionally, so we will have no stream. We might be able to do a catch-up stream, but not that weekend because we're going off to a thing, so we'll try and sort it out. But unfortunately, there will be no Halloween stream next week, which is a bummer. Speaking into existence, getting things ready for my district's application already. Southeast Regional District Championship in Reading next year. I'm so stoked the amount of like organized play stuff that's going to be across like, well, everywhere, let alone the UK. Rory says, wishing I could go to Singapore Nats. Oh, I'm sorry you can't make it. I think Singapore Nats is going to be really, really cool. Obviously, there's like a really great scene in Singapore. I don't know how big the numbers are of folks coming out, but like the folks who I know who are playing in Singapore are so plugged in and such nice people. So excited to see what happens there. Singapore Nats is soon, right? We brought up the article a while ago. I don't know if it's this weekend or not. I know it was soon, a couple weeks ago. Singapore Nats. Oh, cool. There's events here for Wuhan and Hong Kong. That's nice. Show more, maybe? Okay, this is really getting difficult. Hold on. Be a bit patient with me because I'm looking up here and it's not as easy. I was too worried that people would prep for re-education too much for it to be worth bringing. I think people prepped into it. I think people understood. Okay, Singapore Nationals is on in 2 weeks on the 10th. I think people understood what it does and they got better into it. I think to bring re-education to Worlds, you had to have some sort of spice that people weren't expecting that they would play around. But yeah, I'm like not entirely surprised. It's a good deck. I think at Worlds it might not be the best deck to bring. Yo, Jot's traveling out. That's sick. That's really, really cool. I think we should have tried California burritos French fried up. Yeah, that was an option. Jeff, how's it going? It was definitely an option. Jeff did a stream on Tuesday night as he usually does, just playing Slay the Spire, which like I don't blame him. He said a lot of Netrunner. And just like the comments and questions of people coming in who are thankful for his work and all the volunteers' work is really, really nice, Jeff. You did a great job. Pittsburgh, trust your instincts. All my podcast listening has led me to believe that UK Nats will somehow have a strong CTM showing somehow. That's exactly the idea. I think somehow the UK Nats players are going to figure out how to play CTM again. I predict a rise in the value of NFL, Valencia, and networking for the next few weeks. By Valencia, you mean Valentina? I don't think so. So networking, I don't think so. I think networking is one of the worst options. It's weird. Like, I think No Free Lunch is really pretty okay. I think you're most likely to play Hannah. I think Hannah is one of the best options, right? Like, whether or not you're playing Anarch, I think if you want to spend 2 influence on Hannah, I think that's a better splash than most of the other cards. I think Biobands is doing really well right now, especially if you're playing like Lat with Swift. I think this card's really sick for clicklessly removing tags. That's kind of neat. Valentina is just garbage. Like, unless you're playing specifically somebody who plans to clear tags as part of their game plan, putting Valentina in your deck is such a tall ask. And even then, she's not very good. Like, all that Valentina does, she gives you click compression on the turn she comes down on threat 3, but otherwise she's just a soft economy card. Right? Like, can you say Valentina is the same as Daily Cast? And the answer is yeah, but Daily Cast will give you 5 credits. It's unlikely in any game that Valentina will give you 5 credits because at that point that you get tagged, you usually lose the next turn. The way the decks are set up, like Valentina definitely doesn't do it. I think No Free Lunch is on the cusp of being okay. I think No Free Lunch is better into the decks that are playing Public Trail distributed tracing, but not so good into the Opera research, into the false lead stuff. Like, I think you have bigger problems. I think because the biggest thing that you're playing into is false lead. I think Hannah right now is one of the better options, or if you're playing Swift, play Biobands. I'd be surprised from the other options though. Falafel Spot was very good. I missed it. Oh, yo, Cranked. It's very, very good. Yo, I forgot to ask you on stream. How many people did you end up knifing over the COS server? Because I definitely was like maybe victim 2. QTM Tech was looking for places where the reviews were in Spanish. Yo, that's sick, Tech Izzy. How's it going? It's great to see you in California. Hopefully you're doing well. I didn't know you're veggie. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. MVP for me was the empanadas. I saw the empanadas like in, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Empanadas or empanadas. I think it's the first. That they were in the ferry building. We never went into them. We went to that burrito place, I think the same burrito place twice, because it was like, okay. California burrito was a choking hazard, speaking for serious. Hey, one junk. I love me from some French fries burritos, but I've made it myself with a steak fry in there. It's supreme. I think the term, like where you put, yeah, French tacos is what I know about this food. A French taco, a Lyonnaise taco or matelas, is a fast food dish which consists of flour tortillas grilled with French fries in it. This is locally what I know is the term that people are describing as I don't even know the term they're using, but like, I guess is a taco. I don't know. Putting French fries in a thing that doesn't really need it. Apparently it's a French thing. I don't know. It opens up the FA lines too. Yeah, oh, definitely. Bass does, yeah. I mean, online a lot, but at work, not as many because I'm remote. Hollow Wedding sounds fun. Jurassic Park, Regenesis, Jinteki, Nuvang. Turns out mindscaping a Nuvang is kind of fun. Okay, wait, this thing keeps jumping. Excuse me, I'm almost caught up. Ugh. Actually, this is, yeah. Getting married on Halloween is the dream? Yeah, very specifically is a choice. I think it's a fun thing too. I've heard of this before, where you do like your wedding party, but you actually do demand for costumes, which I think is really funny to have photos for that for a long time. Was Fee highest place in Osmari? I don't know, maybe. I don't remember seeing a lot of Osmari on day 1 nor day 2. Wuhan event out of nowhere with over a dozen attendees is super cool. Yeah, it did have a lot of players. I do think you're right. It was like a dozen people saying that they were showing. Got rid of my Nuvang list for the next Ohio CO. Managed to win the last one with Nuvang, and apparently I have a pattern to uphold now. Someone recently sent in a replay review, so I'm trying to get to do more replay reviews. I need to respond to some folks, but I got 2 replay reviews through email. One of them was a Nuvang replay against the Nuvang Corporation, which was an interesting match. I think, oh, this is not what I wanted. The thing that I'm running into is the replay reviews that I want to put up on the channel. I want them to be simple, right? Like I'm kind of looking for system gateway replays, right? Like if you've played, you know, you built your PD deck versus Azaya and you're playing your first system gateway decks and you're playing that up on Jinteki.net. If you have a JNet replay of that and you'd like to share it so that we can make some content talking about fundamentals, I think that'd be really, really great. I'd very much appreciate that. I can anonymize your name. I can anonymize both players' names. Of course, I will the other player if we don't get consent. But those are the sort of replays I'm looking in. I think recently I got, it was like one of them was what's his name? A Sebastian replay. One of them was Sebastian versus Nuvang, which is like, it's really hard to talk about that replay because you're talking about niche decks and how niche decks interact. Let alone, I don't think I can talk about Nuvang because I don't honestly know what Nuvang is trying to do besides run every turn to turn off subliminal messaging. That seems important. And then one of the other replays I got recently, which again, I need to respond to these nice people who sent this in. The other one was like Mercury versus Core Sports, which is also like a weird matchup. Like I can't talk about fundamentals when like your deck has, you know, 3/1 agendas you want the runner to steal and has core damage, right? Like you have Nightmare Archives. It's very tricky. It's something that I can do a replay review on, but I feel like at this point I still want to do replay reviews that are about fundamentals as opposed to like, how do you do a sub deck? Is it actually really good to put down friend of a friend to take a tag? Like it's kind of tricky. Look at that amazing event 4 from the bottom. The list people should go to that. Lucille, I think there's a bit of chat delay. I'm assuming, I can't even assume which one it was. Was it Online G&K for UK Nats Prep? It probably was this one. What's this one about? This looks cool. Come to practice before UK Nationals. There'll be a standard online casual event. We'll be running single-sided Swiss at whatever this time zone turns out to be, run by Chris. Super cool. This is wild. The Wuhan event has like a dozen people registered. Never knew there's a mainland China meta at all. Very, very cool. Hannah found her way into both my standard and startup list for UK Nats. She's so good. Yeah, Hannah's really, really good. Hey, Kato, anyone else bummed out it's not World still? Oh, man. Kato, what a treat. Glad again to be able to do some work alongside you. I've got so much feedback from people saying like, hey, the stream was so good at Worlds. And my response is, that is not me. I did like none of it. I showed up and talked a bit. But everyone knows exactly who, well, I hope people know who they should be really thinking. I'm seriously in Worlds withdrawal. Real talk, Jeff, like I just went to Worlds and hung out and like talked for a bit, but like coming back, and I have no doubt you feel this much worse. Like for the last couple months, y'all were building towards something. It's like, there's a climax, right? It's like doing your stage show and your stage show closes down. And then you feel like this kind of emptiness, this sort of loss. I've no doubt some folks are struggling with that right now. I know a lot of people still have some work to do, right? Like I'm getting emails about Artist Colony and they have to sort out like payments and stuff like that. And there'll be like prizes sent out. So there's still work to be done for some, in fact, probably for many, but I totally hear you. Like so much of the last couple of weeks was getting ready for Worlds, let alone also NAMPC Montreal footage finished the same week. So like today, this week, I was just like, I'm going to try and take it easy and not worry about too much, but it's weird. I went 4-1 with knives, all knife wins. Yo, let's go. I totally forgot knife was something I had to be worried about at COS. That's sick. I'm with y'all. Been rough since getting back. Yeah. I'm not going to lie, by Monday, I was physically and emotionally wiped, but I'm bummed it's not Worlds in a very abstract sense. I was expecting to want the week off, and instead I'm just starting to push things along for next season. Yeah, let's go. I would say I'm surprised given how much work you had to do, but I'm right there with you. Yo, Radish, Linda, I don't know if I mentioned it, but your R+ ended up being the best performing NBN in Swiss. Nothing else went 6-1. Yo. Beat Thule with This Is With Knives. BtL, that was me. Atea, Ag Infusion, lost to R+, because I couldn't draw more than one knife or Wizard's Chest in the top 65% of my decks. Yikes. Okay, I'm almost caught up on chat. I think Empa, Nada, No, N with the like Nino type accent. I got work with a new game store meta, organizing things and packs unplugged planning all week. You're one of the only people who work longer hours. I'm surprised you're so game. Kato worked like, we were worried. Like, we left on Saturday. Kato was there like cutting up clips and stuff. Like, you just can't stop that train. System Gateway is the content that people want to see. Yeah, Eric. And I think a lot of this is like me learning the L5R, is that I just wanted to sit down and someone tell me like how fundamentally, what are the basic ideas I should know playing System Gateway, right? Like someone should tell you, these are the basic things you do when building a System Gateway deck, right? Like always put your spin doctors in, always put your hedge funds in, probably have a win condition, put this amount of ice. These are the good icebreaker. Like, I don't know, very simple stuff like that. I think I want to put together. I mean, it's good for going over the fundamentals. It is, but when the fundamentals are lost with things like, hey, if you do rogue trading first to get the tag, you can install this by click and plus by running, right? Like, it's just those decks are, a lot of them are not fundamental decks, right? Like Seb is not a Netrunner fundamentals deck. You're not playing fundamentals, right? Like you're not running for no reason, right? It's like, for what it's worth, I like Hoshiko, I like Zio because you want to be running. Like it gives you a reason to do the basic action of touching cards. And I feel like at Seb, running R&D for a single is probably going to lose you the game more than not, unless you have an imp down. I don't think that deck was on imp. Can you just imagine Andre commenting on my games? I really don't know what he's going for here. I would cry. Oh, it's not like that. Getting your friend to Netrunner, I should turn on JNet recording. Quiba, you can do it. You can turn it on, and also if you think the replay was good, at the end of the game, you can do /save-replay, and it'll just save the replay of the game if you decide like post-game. Would you consider doing a System Gateway coaching stream with a noob? Yeah, Ian, I think I definitely would. I got a nice comment also on Patreon recently to be like, focus a bit more on System Gateway, and I think it's a really great idea, especially because Worlds is over right now, and we're in a weird kind of quiet period until if there's like a meta shakeup, or I don't think there's going to be a meta shakeup before UK Nationals. Like, I don't think we need an emergency ban, but you know what I mean? I'd be happy to play some System Gateway for review if you're looking for high-level play that's done well, or play with misplays that are good to point out. Yeah, Tron, I think it's somewhere in the middle. Like, I don't think I'm looking for high-quality play like that you would give. I think more so, like, I want a newer player to, like, draw bad, right? Like, to draw a last click. I want newer players to be like, I'm going to install my breaker and not run with it, or, like, mutual favor for no reason. Like, the basic things. Yeah. Single-side source is so good at Worlds. The thing keeps jumping. I think we're almost there. I'd love to see some new System Gateway stuff. Yeah, I think me too. Hey, Laura. I'm just about to introduce a friend to System Gateway tonight after teaching them once with the original core set. Oh, super cool. System Gateway is a really good teaching product. I honestly think System Gateway is so much better than the original core. The original core is really charming because it is like half ONR, and ONR is super charming. But yeah. You mean Inside Job turn 1 is not a fundamental? Well, that's a problem because it's damn Mercury. So Inside Job turn 1 is kind of sick. Hey, Spooky Noises. I was looking at that from the VOD. It's spotty, but the Bushi builder, the L5R DB website, has a number of old decks on the Wayback Machine. Is the Wayback Machine back up? Wayback Machine was down a couple weeks ago because they had like a massive data breach. And they're also like in the middle of some pretty substantial lawsuits. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Wayback Machine people are involved in distributing like old media that they don't have like the rights to classically. So weird. Slammed it down to the last turn, stole the winning agenda. I had such a fun game as Lad against BtL Hyperglacier, where I won the game by holding Pressure Spike in hand until the last turn of the game as to not give away that I had it. Slammed it down, ran the winning agenda. I'm like not convinced that Pressure Spike is the best thing that you can do into BtL Hyperglacier. From what I heard from Sokka, the card that he hated the most was actually Gauss, which showed up in a couple of lists. I think D was actually playing Gauss. And also like Arizon were playing Gauss. The two players that beat Soccer were both playing Gauss, which is kind of funny because this card is really good on the turn it comes down. 4 strength barrier breakers, like you deal with the what's it called? You have to boost Abyss for most things, but like you deal with the tree lines. I don't know. William wasn't happy about Gauss. It's a pretty bad thing into him. My friend told me last night that I should do ASMR commentary in Netrunner games. He reckons I'm going to get a real revenue stream from Netrunner players. I think people like it. I think people enjoy ASMR. My microphone's not set up for ASMR. We did an ASMR stream on accident a couple weeks ago, and like the audio just cuts out on a certain floor. It's not perfect. Paying 7 to break unadvanced pharaohs is game losing. With this, yeah, that's bad. But like you want to flicker it or something. Gauss goes in the Shaper deck. I've learned it's not bad. I had to break 2 9-strength tree lines. Not sure anything other than that PS would have done it. The thing is like Pressure Spike you can only use once a run, Lockmanos. A lot of people forget that. This is only once per run. Like, I think a lot of people think this solves all the matchup problems, and it doesn't because of this text. I think the best thing is most people forget this text. And like still 2 for 3 is okay, but it's kind of I don't know. I'm actually going to be teaching a friend sometime this week, which is going to be fun. You starting with like the core 30 card deck thing? The original card was wild. I got lucky with the melange, but I was just asking myself, where's Regolith? Yeah, if the melange sticks, you're okay. Then you like lose to Magnum Opus really slowly. I don't know. It seems up though. Okay, I'm going to check it out for sure because I'm at this point where I want to play decks that just have the first cycle. I've been watching so many facts about games I don't play. I'm not sure someone with an eye for it could make a niche to fall asleep to. I can recommend that stuff all the time. It's like, here's like, you know, you probably got the same video, Jeff. Here's 2 hours of a walkthrough of somebody explaining in very simple terms every banned card in Yu-Gi-Oh! And like, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was in 6th grade and 7th grade, and I thought it was sick. And I still remember when somebody goes back and like, here's a video that talks about the history, the organized competitive play history of Yu-Gi-Oh! About different metas. And I'd be like, oh, that's my meta. A good card on 4 stars, it was 1800 attack. Like, I remember that stuff. But that stuff auto plays me to sleep all the time. It's kind of sick. Maddie yelled nerd from the other room, but she's getting really into L5R, so we can nerd her back easily. She said she played Yu-Gi-Oh! Too. But 2 for 3 is the best boost math? It is, but it comes in at 1 strength. So like the money that you're winning on the boost math, you're losing on the fact that this number is low. So it's probably somewhere in the middle, right? Like, I don't think you want Cleaver, but at the end of the day, can a propeller do it? Sort of. Depends how big it is, right? I don't know. It's weird. Andre still says that when commenting my games, I wouldn't worry. Hi, D. In response to Poglos. D, I was terrified commentating your loud deck because I honestly don't know how that game's going to go. I have no idea. Like, ask me any other meta matchup, like what your priorities are, and then your matchup is like, well, that Emperor Asa seems good. Let's see what we can put behind it for a couple turns. Like, I honestly don't know. I'm glad it worked out. Hey, Ruben, still in the U.S. time zone. Send catch a Thursday stream. Well, welcome, Ruben. Congratulations also on your Worlds run. It's really nice to meet you. I've got to watch a couple of your games too. I didn't realize you were on the COS stream as well. It's a vibes deck. I'm glad to hear that after, because it was a vibes-based game. It was like, we're going to do whatever we have access to, whatever makes sense. It seemed vibes-based. I like that. I was like 3 months behind on your stream, so I watched the VODs in bed and passed out. Welcome to the forward, Ethan. Did you buy a collection for L5R pack hunting? What I did for L5R, which was an old FFG LCG that was canceled in 2021. It ran for about 4 years. I played no games of it until this year, but I picked up a core set last year, actually, at some store online. It was super cheap. They're getting rid of it. I'm like, I might as well try this. There's a bit of a history in there. And then since then, I've picked up on eBay 2 other core sets with a couple promos. It was like pretty cheap. And then I basically picking up what I've been told online is the good golden era of L5R, which is the 2 first cycles, 1 deluxe, and like 2 or 3 clan packs. It basically ends at the end of 2019. From that point on, I don't think people had great stuff to say about L5R competitive play. Not that I'm going to play competitively, but I've been told online that it's like a golden era. I've spent not a lot of money because a lot of these things are like $4 because stores just want to get rid of them. But it's not, I haven't bought a full collection. I don't think I have full like reason to, unless something falls in my lap and it's really, really affordable. But right now we just bought enough and it's been fine. What's your L5R clan? There are right and wrong answers to this question. Pretty new at the game. I've only played like 6 or 7 games. So far, I've been playing mostly Crane because Crane is fun. I think Scorpion seems fun, but I think people wouldn't like me. My partner's been playing Lion because it has a cat in it. I think I would be interested to try Phoenix. I think if I want to do anything and have fun, Phoenix is a really weird one. Crab Clan? Crab seems miserable. Like, I don't understand how the game, like people said, wow, L5R takes 2 hours. And I think 3 of those hours are Crab. Crane voice, let's go, yo. Like, Scorpion looks like it has all the fun cards in it, but like, again, you're not making any friends. No Unicorn. I think new Unicorn looks really bad. And I've been told that Unicorn is pretty bad until a while into the future. Like, I think Unicorn needs a lot of support. Unicorn just looks like Lion, but worse. But I don't know about it. Toolbox. Yeah, vibes. Oh, man. Precious Bike breaks the unadvanced Pharaohs for 7 to be clear. Yeah, that's pretty bad. It's not good. You guys one of the weirdest CCGs out there, Days, because it does not play at all like a dual basher despite being a dude basher. I've heard the sort of like memes. It's turn 3. The Yu-Gi-Oh game has gone on for a while, right? Like, it's a weird combo game for sure. When I played back in the day, like, it was probably playing like intended, as much as the game power creeped really, really hard. Y'all broke 2 7 strength ice walls with Couriers against 100 deck Earth Station. You did that? I'm so sorry. Sorry, Laura. Yo, Cephalopod, how's it going? There are those like 2-hour banned magic card videos that are good for napping. Yeah, they're really, really good. They put you to sleep in like a really good way. 2 for 3 is butt. Hey, Jason. People were playing a lot of Euler and at Worlds to get cheaper DD turns, which was kind of cool. Yeah, Euler was cool. Euler did win Worlds, if I'm not mistaken. And I think Euler showed up in a couple lat decks as well. Unicorn got better later. I was a Dragon main, Phoenix alt. Dragon seems cool, but I'm worried that Dragon making one big Voltron character is going to get boring pretty fast. The wrong answers are Scorpion and Phoenix. Holy crap, I messed that up pretty bad. What actually is L5R? I know nothing about it. Okay, Lucille, L5R is a continuation of a CCG that AEG had for a while, and I want to say the 90s. AEG's L5R, Legend of the Five Rings. It takes place in this world called Rokugan, and they had a thing, a competitive card game from 1995 to 2015 largely. Now, at this point, I think it was meant to, there's some really good narrative stories about L5R competitive play. That one guy who does good stuff on YouTube about role playing has a really good video talking about the best game, the best story in gaming. Because one of the big things of L5R is that the winners of big tournaments actually had a say on what happened in the world of Rokugan, and they actually shaped the ongoing world of the game. This is something that the AEG type card games also did, like Doomtown. Anytime that you won an event, you could decide which character became the mayor, which character died, and it would change the whole landscape of the game for many people. I've never played this game. I don't know exactly how it works. I think it's similar, but it was around for a while. I'm not going to talk about, okay, we'll talk about it a bit. In I want to say 17, Legend of the Five Rings was rebooted by Fantasy Fight Games, kind of akin how they took an older property like Netrunner, and then they made a modernized system of it, and they put it in their like buy 3 core set system, which they did back in the day. People were really hyped about this. It came out at Gen Con. They had massive tournaments. I do want to say, like, a lot of people, the reason they didn't interact with Legend of Five Rings, there was a lot of like really questionable and objectionable stuff about like the representation of the game. Rokugan being this weird mishmash of different like Asian cultures, seeming with no respect. It did get a bit awkward for a lot of folks. There's some really long conversations if you want to read into some of the forum posts and comments on like old, I did it recently, mind you, on old Shut Up and Sit Down videos. Like there's some parts of this weren't nailed for sure, but there's a lot of people back in the day that played the AEG L5R game, and so they got into it. The short and long, how the game works is you have 4 provinces. It's not exactly like 4 lanes, but in a lane-based game, kind of. And each province has a character on it that you can play the character. I think the coolest thing about L5R by a mile is its fate system, and it is something, well, let's see if we can pull up an article about this. The idea is that characters have stats, and they have costs, and they have, of course, abilities. And the idea is that when a character hits the table, you have to pay their cost, and the fate is what the big currency is, kind of like credits. But on top of that, I want to just show you what a character looks like. Maybe this will work. But on top of that, I'm trying to see a character. I can't see a character. It's worth knowing the L5R world and Rokugan world is still like very alive and well when it comes to RPGs. I think the Legend of Five Rings RPG is like kind of well known. So, okay, cards and characters look like this. So they have stats, they have a military, and they have a political stat. But the cool thing is when you play this card for 3 fate, that's cost and corner, you also have to choose to pay additional fate to put on top of the card. You can choose 0, but you can choose any number. And at the end of every turn, before like the next round, every character loses 1 fate. But if a character has no fate, it disappears. And it's a really neat system. So the idea is that cheap characters, you probably should invest a lot of fate on them because it's kind of a multiplicative thing. But if you put like a 5-cost character on it, it makes sense to put 2 or 3 fate on them, because then that 5-cost character will be around for 3 turns. So you spend 8 to 7 fate to get 10 to 15 power of character over time, if you know what I mean. So the idea is that the board state changed. It was technically a dude basher. You make conflicts, and so you'd have 1 military, 1 political conflict, and a lot of the game comes from cards from hand where you play events that change their numbers and bad and good things happen. And then you're trying to break different provinces, and once you break 3 of their provinces, you can attack their stronghold. It was a very thinky game. A lot of the criticism was that it was too thinky and too tactical, and like the web of possibilities of what could happen on any single turn were like staggering. Because whoever goes into this conflict bows, and then they could go for their conflict, and then you can't defend as well, and then, right, like you have to think down the line. Maddie and I have really enjoyed it in the same sort of tactical way that we enjoy Doomtown. Doomtown feels a bit more like the Wild West, and I think I like that theme a bit more. I don't know, it sits a bit better with you. But it's neat. It's neat. That's what it is. It's neat. It also has this like faction system, just like Netrunner. Bless you, Maddie. that they divide their different people into clans, and there's the 7 clans. I believe they're the same clans that were in the original game. Maybe one of them is missing. I think Mantis existed back then, and each clan does something well, and there's an influence system. Is there an L5R JNet to try the game? I think there was. I don't know if there still is. I think it's called Jugoku. Where's Nick when we're talking about L5R? Yeah, Eric's and Nick from the Unstatic used to have L5R podcast back in the day. Eric hooked me up with a whole bunch of like altards, which is pretty sick at Worlds. But Maddie and I are enjoying it. And I just like learning new games to figure out how they work and like trying to see what YouTube looks like and what are the questions you get while learning a new game so that I can make better content for people who are learning a game like Netrunner. This game has been out of print. Fantasy Flight Games shut it down in 2021. I don't think it was doing particularly well, but the game did shut down after Netrunner shut down, and a lot of people were upset about it. I do think there's still a community-run version of L5R. I don't know much about it, but I do think there's still like a way, kind of like Null Signal Games, that there's at least 1 or 2 parties that support the game. That's like FFG card game move, yes. Classic. Very, very cool. The best story in gaming video is completely irrelevant to FFG L5R and makes L5R sound so much more romantic than it actually was. Yes, that is the video I'm talking about, and that's about AEG L5R back in the 90s, 2000s. Matt Colville, the best story in gaming. Thank you, Danby. Let's try and find it. Matt Colville, the best story in gaming. I think a lot of people are interested in L5R just because they heard this, but this is just a really cool story. And it talks about how L5R probably should have ended, but it didn't. And it's about what happens at a world championship between 2 players who want the narrative of the game to go a certain way. It's a really fascinating watch, or listen, 47 minutes, right? Like, give this a shot. Matt Colville has a really great voice and is a really good storyteller. I can't recommend this enough. Everyone knows who I was talking about when I said that guy who does RPG stuff. Dragon makes a huge Voltron character. Getting old fast is correct, but you need to be stubborn. The meta for a while in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is basically you get a turn, do all your combos, and try to win, and then second player tries to do the same thing to prevent the win. That's what my understanding how the game works. I was thinking about playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Watch my friend play 4 games on the Steam client, realize I'd rather not. Oh, boy. That's why I didn't play it either. I had an ex who's playing the L5R TTRPG with a bunch of other white people, and I was like, a cringe? Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely weird. There's a lot of like criticism about it. I agree, it's weird. They had this chant they used to do at their events where people would yell "Oots Bonsai," and you can find a bunch of YouTube videos of massive rooms of, you know, mostly white people yelling "Oots Bonsai," and then people were like, "You probably shouldn't do that. I think it's insensitive. It's also kind of weird." And eventually, it was banned by FFG. They stopped doing that practice fundamentally as a foundational part of their organized play policy. Some people are upset about it, but there's like a lot of strange baggage that was, you know, challenged a bit more. Honestly, I think through the 2000s than it might have been back in the 90s when this game came out. So do keep that in mind. It's tropey as well to some extent. Closest equivalent is the Game of Thrones LCG. Yeah, I guess it was, right? It's been a while since I played that one too. The whole vibe is weirdly Orientalist. Yeah, I think that's a very good way of talking about it. Factorio has my brain right now. Hey, David. L5R is the unfortunate record of killing 2 card game communities locally, and no one stocks the packs. Wish it got more of a chance. They also did a really weird thing about L5R, which when the core set came out, of which you needed 3 of, and I think the game is pretty butt unless you have 3 of. If you bought a single L5R core set, you actually can't play a 2-player game. Like, you just lack the cards to build 2 legal 2-player decks. That's bizarre. But the game is much better with 3 core sets because the decks are a bit more, well, firstly legal, but also they're a bit more consistent, and I have appreciated that after picking up the 2nd and 3rd core set for cheap. But after the week that the game came out, they put out a whole cycle of cards. So for those who don't know, Fantasy Flight Games used to put out a product a month largely, and they were called data packs, and each data pack had 20 cards out of the 120 cards that had a cycle. So it was half a year to get a whole cycle, and then you had deluxe boxes in between that. But they decided to put out an entire cycle, 120 cards in a week, if I'm not mistaken. So like it had an impact on how people appreciated the game, because folks who wanted to get into the game had to buy so much so quickly, and that turned out that wasn't hype. It was actually kind of overwhelming, and then people who didn't buy that were at a, you know, disadvantage while competing. Now you could argue you don't have to buy every single pack, but we know how LCGs are. The amount of whiplash I'm getting from seeing L5R on the stream while enjoying morning tea. Morning, Andre. Good morning, Vulpez. Hopefully you enjoyed the game at some point. Changeling, your link got eaten, so if you shared something, we don't know what it is. Hey, Slobber, my partner and I really enjoyed L5R. Games were a bit long, but apart from that, it's a blast. I do know they also came out with alternate like play modes that are meant to be faster and quicker. I don't know if those are popular, if they landed. They were dropped later in the life cycle of L5R, but it seems like there was fundamental issues to the structure of L5R. I'm going to stop talking about L5R because it's a Netrunner stream to some extent. But fundamentally, one of the phases of the game is that you have this resource called honor, and honor doesn't do anything inherently. But if you get 25 honor, you win the game, and if you ever go to 0 honor, you lose the game. So it is this thing that you don't want to lose. Some cards use it as an additional resource. So if you do like an assassination attempt, you lose 2 or 3 honor. I forget what the numbers. I think it's 3. Yeah, weird. Feel strange about it, but one of the rounds is you have these secret dials that go between 1 and 5, and you pick a number and then you reveal it, and you and your opponent reveal your dials at the same time. And you draw as many cards as you reveal on your dial. Now you might be thinking, why do I should just go 5 all the time. But the thing is, the difference between the higher number and the lower number, the person who's drawing more cards has to give that much honor, the difference worth of honor, to their opponent. So if I go 5 and my opponent goes 1, I lose 4 honor and they gain 4 honor. The fighting game from Ubisoft in 2018. That seems kind of interesting, and there's some strategies that will focus on honoring out or dishonoring their opponent, and that'll be how they win. But from what I understand as the game aged, people realize you should always just bet 5 all the time, and I don't think they could fix that. And that just seems to be like a fundamental problem with the game, where a whole phase just becomes draw 5 cards and you don't even interact with this whole system. And that's because drawing 5 cards was almost always better than the 4 honor you lost to your opponent who only drew 1 card. You can just do so much more with 4 more cards than your opponent that it does not make up that difference. So from my understanding as a newer player, just bid 5 is always the truth. What's funny is I'm learning the game off Team Covenant YouTube videos, and I know they haven't learned that at the time those videos are going up. But as the meta age, that became the practice at all times. The only cringy thing about L5R was the bonsai thing they had at some tournament. I think there's a bit more than that's objectionable, but the bonsai thing people have strongly felt about either having to listen to it or be part of it. I don't know. Something 1x Sansan in the FFG Netrunner core set. I think Netrunner at 1x core set though is still kind of fun. It's a bit more volatile because you're getting your Desperado on turn 1 or not, but like I didn't feel. This is a Netrunner stream to some extent. It didn't feel that bad. Like you could still appreciate what the game was. All right, I'm done L5R. Okay, fine, fuck. Hope you get some use of the plate, man. Just play, man. Thank you, Deadman. I really do appreciate it. I thought that was very, very kind. This is IonFox's Twitch account. Oh, that makes so much more sense. Hey. Multi was tacked on and the corp mode was also big lackluster. Very long time ago, I watched streams of FFG Worlds and people were playing L5R and others were playing Netrunner. I was in the market for a new game and Netrunner looked more. What's wild is watching how many people do you think watch the L5R World Championship at, I think it was, the actual World Championship in 2017. How many people do you think were tuned into Twitch to watch the L5R World Championship? It was a pretty new game at that time. How many people do you think were watching on Twitch? Look, Andre, I'm just jealous. I want to be gassed up about how good Worlds was a bit more. We'll get there. That's very funny. Reminds me of an anachrony where there's a whole loan from yourself mechanic that punishes the player who does it the most, but it's almost always correct to do the max. That's a time travel game, right? Sometimes card games forget that drawing cards is the strongest thing you can usually do. It usually is. They had over 2,000 people watching. Fantasy Flight Games had over 2,000 people watching the World Championship, right? The hype around L5R back at the time when it came out was enormous. And I'm kind of surprised, kind of not. Like all the numbers were a bit bigger back in the day. Of course they were, but like this game coming back and being as exciting as it was for people who played L5R back in the 90s was such a big deal. I was watching the VOD recently and like the quality of the cameras is not great. They kind of spoil who wins because they put that person in the YouTube thumbnail. Like, I don't know why you did that. But they were like, yeah, we have 2,000 people tuning in. If we hit 2,500, we'll give out more stuff. They were giving out like product for people tuning in on randomly, but they had more than 2,000 people watching. Like it was huge. It was wild. Anyways, game's fun. Manny and I have been having a better time than we thought we would. We tried it as kind of a joke, and now Manny and I are like, actually, it's kind of fun. All right, let's get this out of the way before we play more fun HB deck. The week after Worlds on JNet Casual playing Thule, like, I feel like I would have a strong opinion about myself. There's a huge market for 90s card game reboots. Yeah, there is. But I don't think like Vampire: The Eternal Struggle rebooted that hard. Game of Thrones 2 is still going. It is, but Community is still going. I've been told, I forget who I was talking to, but they were talking about Game of Thrones, if I'm not mistaken, at Worlds, and saying like the Community fan project is like using art that they don't have the license to. Like they're using original Game of Thrones art from the first edition. Like that's buck wild. I'm a corporation. Did they re-release Vampire: Eternal Struggle? Yeah, a while ago. The 5th edition is run by Black Chantry, and I think Black Chantry is like kind of a Null Signal Games equivalent. Right, like a bunch of folks. Oh, it's D. I actually don't know D's Shaper deck too much from Worlds. Hey. Congrats again. This is D second from Worlds. Thank you kindly. We'll see what we're gonna do into this matchup. He's pretty good at the game. I don't really know what I'm doing. After joining a testing group, I found out systematically, secretly, how often this testing group was like just smurfing me on JNet casual during stream time. I'm glad D just is joining with their own name. Okay, so scoring on a false lead is incredibly important. The rest of this hand is kind of butt besides Rashida and MCA. This hand looks like a lose on turn 2. It might not. The thing is, like, sometimes you just want to put cards on table and wait. This lap deck is not running burner, so we don't actually worry about too much HQ pressure. MCA early, we could like install it, res it, Rashida. We're just not threatening him much. I'd rather just put 5 things on the table. That's a much better hand. This sounds like a great way to not have a fan project anymore. You're telling me. I spent my Netrunner time since Worlds trying to make a game net deck. No, that will allow me to play my Alexis Spicer acrylic. Without being said, it's very hard to do. Some challenges are not worth doing. There's some spooky Smurfs out there. Yeah, I got pretty familiar. All right, what are we putting on the table? Hendrick's great. Gaslight, we can't really win with this hand unless we top deck a piece. We could do Hendrick, Rashida, Gaslight, get ourselves down to 3 hand size. We don't need the Bass. Let's start here. This fall is the fall of draining infinite hours between Satisfactory. Oh, Swift. Okay, we're going to deep dove. Factorio, Rivals 2, Hades 2 major update. If Dyson Sphere program releases sooner, every engineer will be finding the Bass there. He visibly reacts to the mention of the funny VR ID. It's like a really cool, it's like a cartridge. Okay, that's a Hendrick. We don't have to res Hendrick. Yeah, game it's pretty bummer. How is Rivals 2? Rivals 2 is like Rivals of Ether, right? Like the Smash Bros-esque? Oh, getting the hand size. Okay, so we can't flatline them. We technically could if we drew perfectly with Rashida, but they have enough cards in hand. All right. So we can do ablative into false lead. We're going to get deep dove sooner than later. That's how we're going to lose. This Swift deck is deep diving for sure. So we can do... We want to score the false lead out, but it's actually not our priority. Our priority is establishing economy because we can't really afford to score this out. So we can do Tranquility in a new server. Ablative Rashida is fine. Let's just do it all in the same server. We're not going to res this. That's a problem. Like, I don't want to res this. We'll see how it goes. Amelia, how's it going? Nice to see you already playing on stream again. I was the new player who only said hi during the clean stream setup. Totally forgot to say my name then. Hey, nice to meet you. Sorry if I was a bit flustered. I was doing the pack up, but it was really nice that you came up to say hi. Hopefully you had a good time at Worlds. It sounded like you did. That's bad. Tranquility. Ooh, Jailbreak is really cool. I don't think Ablative is worth resing before that. No, it's not. But D has to respect that this is like a Jaguar on D or a Gatekeeper. This is the one I don't want to do. Okay, Copulation is really frightening to the matchup. Not asking for action, no big deal. Because that is if D grabs our end of line, we're kind of cooked. Oh shit. All right. I'm not gonna risk the Tranquility. It actually looks better as a Hendrick. I don't want to show what this is. So I think we'll just do server 4. This card's interesting because it turns off makes deep dive a bit harder. It's fun after I lost my placement games. Sorry, Queetwa, for what exactly? Trip install with Rashida and false lead. All right, we have a window here. So if we triple advance a false lead, I don't think we will. I think we'll put Bass Hyperloop on the table and just hit the austerity. So next turn we don't have to discard a card. So with Bass Chiraboga, we have some weird lines here. We also could have considered getting the Spin Doctor on the table to dodge the draw. But D here actually can deep dive. It's just not great because they'll only have 1 click left over. Don't hit the orbital. Shit. You seem just very excited, and thanks for the best questions I got for our first Worlds experience. Hey, cheers. All right. D's got no money. Stone chip. Okay, that's good. So now we're on threat 3, so Oppo is a nice way that we can actually win the game. So we could Gaslight. It's not particularly great, I don't think. There's the Oppo. So we could Crack the austerity, score the false lead oppo for 7. It's not great, but we could do it. Then if the gaslight survives, we have something. On one credit, I don't think they can actually like aggress that much. I think we'll just do this to go to low hand size. For rivals, a lot of players have beta access and are cracked, and that's who you initially play online. Oh no, okay. I like thought I was okay at Smash Bros until they invented online functionality. Does the tag punishment do anything without 2 core to kill? It can with the orbital superiority. Like if you have enough stuff going on, you can do score an orbital into like an end of line, but it's not great. Overclock for MCA, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that might have been the turn that we had to do something. What can we get to hand? We can get oppo. Nah, it's fine. Yeah, we have to do 1 core damage first. Hendrik. This puts 1 card in hand. We have a spin doctor. I don't know. I'm just gonna try and be annoying. We'll see how it goes. If we feed the Hyperloop, they can't afford it, and we can get so much money. Yeah, it actually might have been better to keep the Hyperloop in hand, because it doesn't look like D is checking the table. And with the deep dive plan, I don't think they have a huge incentive to check the table. Double stone chip is a problem for us. We have eventually like a Malia, but that only does so much. I think we're kind of cooked at double stone chip. I think I need to know this matchup a bit more to understand how to beat something like this. So this goes on the table for sure. I think we advance this once. Let's see what happens here. Hyperloop is best in archives to make it tough to dive you. Oh, that's cool too, yeah. Just get points in archives is fine, because D has to run it. Yeah, I think that's pretty slick. So our lines now have to do something with like Tranquility Home Grid, sorry, with MC Austerity, Bash, Chiraboga, score Orbital. Even if we like crack this next turn to score the Orbital. D has exactly 3 credits. Okay, so the Hendrik will stick. Can maybe oppo. Because the priority's drawing up. We have a window. We lack punishment. Yeah, we don't have the punishment. We want a ride suppression. Hope they trash to use oppo. They definitely are trashing if they're running. They can only trash the Hendrik. Austerity stays. Oh, I'm surprised. Wait, where'd that money come from? Oh, copulation. Oh, fuck. Yeah, right. That will never not get me. Chad, I think we're cooked. Yeah, this is looking bad. This is looking like someone who doesn't know how to play Thule. Losing to good, careful play. All right, we have a money problem. Why does MCA keep the power counter in the cup? Because they're on there. It just loses text. It still keeps counters. It's just like if you flip a face down liberated accounts or a daily cast, it actually keeps the credits on the face down card. It's kind of neat. Trank is better making the masquerading is Trank is better making you money than masquerading as Hendrik. No. All right, we can't get copulation too. That's fine. Well, you can. It's just kind of ridiculous. Uh-oh. Okay, so we have to do 1 oppo to crack the stone chips. There's a ride suppression. Okay. So Bash Chiraboga can give us 4 clicks so we can score an orbital to give a tag. That's obviously like not the play. We have Public Trail. Hypoxy's a good draw. Yeah, but not with this hand. That's something. This could matter. We have a money problem. This version is not on like Maryland's. No, we have 2 regoliths, but it's not on Maryland. We can Resist Tranquility, install the Gaslight. I think that's fine. We'll just crack it preemptively. Does Trash from Copulation trigger Riot? No, I don't think so. It says 1 corp card, so very specifically no. Because they don't trash the austerity. The austerity gets trashed by the compilation. All right, checking Malia. Some of these have to be agendas on the table, D knows. Jailbreak. Okay, thinking, is there anything we want to do? We could spin doctor in some unknown cards. I think it's fine. If D hits here and Echo, we're cooked. Ooh, that's really bad too. The game state trash of the MCA? Yeah, exactly. All right, we're probably going to lose this turn. So we can grab something with this Gaslight. We probably should. So do we have any econ operations? We do not. So how do we get money? We have to oppo, yeah, but we have to do a big oppo, and if we big oppo, we have no money. So that's not good. Thinking. Or like we needed a Hyperloop there. I think we just do credit, oppo, go down to 1, but that's like garbage. The other options, we could grab public trail, do public trail hypoxia. That's kind of more interesting. But I don't think that's good. That's still very expensive. Do you need big oppo? D is on 2? Yeah, you're right. We probably don't. But D can just do like on 1 tag. Yeah, maybe you're right. We just don't big oppo. I think that's totally fair. Draw something good. That's good. That goes on to central, I guess. We can ride. I can't. Let's see what happens here. Like we always have the false lead button. D has to respect. And the next turn we could do hypoxia. That might be actually fine. Because then we can maybe win the game off of a public trail or distributed tracing. Yeah. D also has 4 clicks and 2 credits, so that's exactly all that they need to do a deep dive. They can't steal an Ikoa. There's one more 2-pointer in the deck. I think there's a Luminal still, right? Oh no, this deck's not a Luminal. That's very rare. Oh no, it is on Luminal. Alphabetical. That's fine. We'll figure it out. Now, these cards on the table, it's actually likely some of them are agendas that D could probably just check 4 of these and maybe win the game. Because D hasn't seen Gaslights, D hasn't seen Wage Workers. If we had a Regolith, we probably would have rezzed it. D knows the Malia. So it's actually not unlikely there's agendas on the table. If they go for a deep dive, you throw the false lead? Yeah, probably. But if D ends on 2 tags, they're going to have problems. We have the Malia to blank the Stone Ship. Oh no, Hypoxia. Now this Jag costs 4, but it gives D a 3rd tag and does a core damage, which is kind of cute. Oh, hold on. Whoa. Hey, wait, hold on. Undo click. Thank you. All right, D. Do you want to take this away from you? D can be on. I'll ask if you want to use priority before passing to me. This is actually really important because if we have a lethal, we can res Malia and then hit false lead in the same window. So D needs to decide whether they want to use the Stone Ship now. Okay. If not, there's no window that we can't have priority on. So we can put D on 5 cards in hand. On 5 cards in hand, we can do... Oh, we're not Mindscaping, right? We can't do 5 damage. So I think we just do Hypoxia, pass the turn back. D can be on 3 credits? No, I'm fine. Okay, all you. I think we're fine. I might be missing something here, but my mind says we're fine. Oh, wait. Still thinking. I forgot that we had... It's fine. I forgot we have an orbital on the table, but we can't do Bass into score orbital. We just don't have enough money. Yeah, totally. Hypoxia doesn't eat the tag. No, Hypoxia does not clear the tag. It also gives D a fewer click on the turn. I didn't read like this was a kill deke. I don't think it is. But every piece helps. All right, so we do hypoxia cost what, 1? Does hypoxia cost 2? Cost 1. That's huge. Okay. Molly would only blank one of the stone ships? Yes. Cool. Okay, so we can hypoxia. We can do hypoxia, but at that point we're actually short of credit, so D doesn't have to trash the stone ship. Hit an overclock. I'm gonna ask for action. We have a money problem. Double hypoxia is still worth it? I don't know. It doesn't force stone ship because we don't have the credits. We're actually 1 credit short of forcing stone ship. End of line next turn is probably what we're going to do, but we need 3 credits, so we need to draw an installable and then just install on top of Tranquid credit. So we're still going to do it. This also puts D on 2 clicks. Like that helps because D can't clear the tags. Oh no, D can clear exactly the tags. We Malia too early. Oh, you're 100% right. Yeah, we might have Malia too early because if we didn't res the Malia, we could threaten end the line. Yeah, that would have been cooler. Yeah, we didn't res the Malia. If we didn't res the Malia, D might have cracked it. It might have been wrong to res the Malia because if D cracks the stone ship, we're just as happy. Yeah, fundamentally, I think we cooked that a bit. Yeah, I feel bad about that. That definitely shouldn't have gone like that. We were meant to like do hypoxia, then D might crack the stone ship, and then we save the Malia. If we draw an installable, we win. Yes, unless D has the third stone ship, or D wins this turn. Both of them are not unlikely. One of them more likely than the other. Forfeit? Oh. Me too. Hold on. I forgot to use 2 clicks. Yeah, we have to draw an installable. That's very likely. All we have to do is draw an installable. Let's spin doctor some installables back in. I mean, Luminal's a good card. Ooh. Ooh, thanks for the game. I totally forgot. Boo. I needed to top deck an installable. Yeah, I totally did not realize D was on 2 clicks. Hypoxia has some good text. Yeah, it was a Luminal in the remote server. Best Thule NA? Maybe. Thanks for the game. I'm so glad I didn't have to play against Thule Worlds because I have no practice against it. I know a bunch of the Thule believers did not. Yeah, pretty wild. Yeah, pretty scrappy. I have an orbital in server 10. I thought you might start checking to deal with gaslights. Yeah, I thought there was a chance that D just needs to deal a bit with the table because if the trash a gaslight, our win condition falls out the window. Yeah, and like, what are these cards? They're not wage workers, they're not regoliths, so you have to think they're like, maybe one's a bass, and then they're probably agendas. Yeah, I'm not sure if we did this Hendrik right. Hey, you too. If we had more money, the orbital would kill. Yeah, but we need a lot more money. We need orbital plus bass money. Like, we need an absurd amount of money. By absurd, I mean 7. D went to him. I don't know enough about the matchup to know that's the case, but D was like ripping really good points. The good thing is like we're a bit harder to deep dive the most because like you just can't touch Aqua. It doesn't matter about the core damage anymore. All right, we don't have to play that one again. 7 credits. That's almost a vote. That's like most of a lobby soaming. You have that money hanging out? That doesn't make any sense. Probably I'm a little sleepy. Yo, D, good game. I don't know if you're too aggressive or not. Your rips are really, really good. I was also worried that you would just like cycle the compilation for getting programs or sorry, operations out of hand. That one's always a really bad line for me. But I'm lucky I never drew the end line. I think we held the Hyperloop, we would have been a lot more comfortable. I agree. I think keeping the Hyperloop in hand was a big learning. Like it's a deep dive deck. They're more likely to run centrals than the table. Cool deck. I'm not like a Thule appreciator to know exactly what the differences are between these two. Besides the fact that I want to shout out Solomir is one of my favorite Thule players, and that's from the Thule decks from the last meta, which are just so much fun. Shout out to like Stock Buyback, Nearprint, and Dawn Ask, because those are the sort of decks that Solomir is playing, and they're really, really fun. All right. let's play some Worlds deck list. I'm kidding. We're gonna talk about L5R for another hour. L5R Tangent. So this is the deck list I think a lot of people that I saw were like the most impressed with at Worlds for just being like the deck that looks the most fun. And that's the Jukebox Asa decks, 4-click turns, runner. No. And so the idea is that this is an Asa deck. It's running a different agenda suite. It's running more 3-pointers. It's a bit top heavy. And Iquez has defensive text, not offensive text. The idea too is that we have a bit more fast advance. I think Audacity, I think this card changed in some of the other versions. I think Chris was on Audacity. Some other players in the meta weren't. And then the idea is that you have 3 MCA austerities. And we've actually seen players, I think Chris on stream used this for tempo. Just like cracked one of these just to have a longer turn. Like, right? It's not about like fast advancing. It's about saying like, I'm just going to go push myself forward, which is kind of sick. Otherwise, we have Rashidas and Cohorts. Cohorts, one of my favorite cards in the game. Great to play it. We have 3 fully ops as we do. 2 seamlesses, kind of sick. Active policing, also a cool card. You can put runners on a 0-click turn, just about. And then, of course, we have 2 copies of Pulse, which looks really bad into Buzzsaw, but on the turn that it can do a thing is really, really fancy because losing a click from that is cool. Also, this card as being a thing that you can reinstall with the Ablative Barrier on like a deep dive turn to stop the deep dive turn is kind of really funny. A single Tattoo Bola for some tricks, which is nice. I think we saw Changeling go for a big Vitruvius on stream, which is really fun. And then you have a lot of threat, right? Like with a single Vitruvius, you can like never advance a 5-3 by playing the same seamless twice. You can almost double Audacity. You have to work a bit hard on it, but you can go like pretty fast. Then of course, Powers That Be is kind of just a messed up card. I'm gonna miss Asa. Me too. Ben, it was really nice to see you. I'm so sad when Asa goes. Asa is just like such a fun identity, right? Like allows you to do HP efficiency stuff, but also encourages creativity and going horizontal. Like there's so many good identities that leave. And Asa is definitely one of the identities that leaves. Asa reprint for sure. Yeah, I'd be like totally jazzed with the same reprint. Like just word for word. I don't think I care. Pulse is sick ice. I know that from playing it in Thule. Yeah, Pulse is a really interesting one. I do think, I forget who, but one of the players, was it Drew? But one of the SF players was actually playing a version of this deck that was on more harmonics. I think it might have been TAC. If that's the case, we can actually see it should be in the article. They wrote a champ recap article. I actually wrote up a nice little piece here, and it has all the deck lists too, which I have paper deck lists because I stole them. NSG, if you think that is a crime, let me know and I will shred them. But I have paper deck lists from the top 16 because they were given out to the casters, and I just took them off the table when the day closed. But I do think there's a version of this that actually had more. Am I making this up? Maybe I'm making it up. Maybe it was a different SF player. Fully opt for influence with a max of 3 triggers doesn't hit the same. It doesn't. Let's give this a shot. I'm really excited to play this deck. It looks really fun. I'm not the best Asa player. The one thing I want to hammer down for Asa is like just fire your ability as much as possible. It doesn't matter if you're making a bad server, just make another server because it's hard for them to check it. Atea's Asa at home. Yeah, but it's not efficient. It's inefficient. Like Atea is so weird. It's like, do you want to do something that sets up something that's not going to matter probably this turn? Do you want to lose to Centrals harder than Asa? Boy, do I have a deck for you. CDO. Is this Kato? I'm genuinely so embarrassed I forgot the name of Pulse doing commentary. It wasn't the name of Pulse. It's like, I think maybe it was the name of Pulse. I do think some of the harmonics look a bit similar, but I hear you. Changeling was very careful. This is very specific. Like this is Pulse, not the other ones. I'm like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. I think some of the changes are lower in the deck write-up. Oh, things like Magnet or more tattoos. Oh, cool. Oh, let's do it. Heck yeah. Okay, we're playing against Freedom. 50 card Freedom. I don't know what that means. We saw some Freedoms at Worlds. I don't know if they were on 50. Is this Kato? Again's kind of nice into Freedom because most of the icebreakers do not have those subtypes. Cohort early is okay. Greasing is okay as well. Steven E and PJ20 decided multiple harmonics were right. Oh, I was talking to Steven. Yes, Steven was on multiple harmonics. Thank you, Cody. Personally, not gonna miss Outfit or Sports Law, but I do hope we get some fun ideas. I'm gonna miss both of those. I think those are great. This hand's okay. I mean, we can't ice Centrals that well. I'm hoping that we top deck an ice. Like, send a message is the worst agenda in our deck, I imagine, especially when we have a Hog in here, but we can, like, Hog in HQ. Oh, no, I'm going to mulligan this. It's not better. So excited for Don mostly to see if decks like Atea will get tools they need to shine, or New Venga or Epiphany. The thing is, I'm not convinced New Venga is fun. Atea can be fun. I just think it's so hard to make it. Like, I think if Atea was fun, is good, it might be too good. It just, I don't know. Sam's getting stolen if we keep it. Imagine they imp it because they don't want it to fire. Okay, so what do we get on a remote server? Like, protecting a cohort is pretty reasonable. Then we want to protect HQ. We could just put a wage workers out there, but like can you get 2 virus counters that quickly? I think you can. I don't love this. I actually would even go as far as to say I don't like this opening. We could we could cohort them a virus. That's probably not great. I almost love Epiphany. I've had a lot of fun with Epiphany. Like, I'm surprised how much fun I've had with Epiphany. I need to try Powers That Be in Epiphany because you can interrupt it on Stoke the Embers, and I think that's kind of sick. Would we keep the last hand and just Sam, Asa, install spin, and hope to draw more eyes? I think we could. Pinhole. I don't care. It's not a Rashida. Maybe we could have. Okay, cohort going down for 2. Freedom hasn't mattered yet. Nobody recognized Poor Odd Pulse. Nope. Nobody has. Is Powers That Be better than Arella and Epiphany? I think so. I think it. If you're playing cohort, yeah, definitely. Well, okay, probably. Moshing a Yusuf. Ooh, cool. Devil Charm. So Devil Charm means Ice Destruction. Yusuf is not super common. That could have came down this turn. I don't know how to make tempo to this turn. I don't want to score at the Vitruvius. We need to draw up into something. That's good. That'll actually keep our opponent busy. I think we just want to get our install this turn, so I'm just going to do this. And just say you have a slower turn next turn as well. Arella's only from hand. Arella's cool too, but Powers That Be is also cool. I don't know. I think they're both cool. I think I enjoyed Arella when I played Arella and Epiphany. So raindrops, Devil Charm, Leech, and Pinhole. I'm assuming the Leech will come down. If not, that's the second Devil Charm and the second Pinhole, which is kind of sick. So it's actually the Devil Charm. Okay, so this bronze is going to be really bad res, and we're going to assume that Gato's going to be dropping. Ooh, we're going to lose this. He's going to be dropping leeches, chisels as well. As a Freedom player, I don't think I saw any Worlds list published with 50. Cold Lava ran one with 48, though. Yeah, Cold Lava posted his list too, so if you want to see it. I don't think exactly. This actually looked closer to Cold Lava's list, but Yusuf wasn't in it, I don't think. So Crew Charm eats any ice in the deck. Okay, Devil Charm just changes it. No, you're good. We may want to use Wage Workers to click for credits if the MCA survives. If we do that, we just res the bad pad campaign and gave our opponent information. I think it's not great. Like, I don't think I want to pay -1 on this turn. Wage Workers is really weird. The surprise of what it is actually probably maybe worth more than just -1 credit this turn to hope it survives. Jai's Pattern Powers is better than Rashida from bin to the scoring remote to push forward. Oh, yeah. XCG, how's it going? Sick write-up. Getting Rashida back is one of the best things you can do. Okay. So we're going to probably hit that. We can draw. We can do a double install. I was going to do Tranquility Mavirus. That seems a bit better. We have an econ issue. Hopefully the Spin Doctor will fix it. Is Jaws red up? I don't think so. Still can't believe they named this Mr. Hands. That was like the conversation, whether or not it should be that, but I don't think it should have been. Yikes. Jai does not have a write-up yet, but there's some really good write-ups out there. Yeah, the fact that Powers That Be makes any agenda score tempo positive is like, I played back in the day when team sponsorship was a thing. Jai's flying home probably later. Oh yeah, that's true. We dirt poor? Yeah, we are. But we can click MC Austerity and then res the Wage Workers and fire Wage Workers twice. Like, we can't click for credits against Freedom. I don't think. Oh, Hermes, cool. All right, so we're going to res the Spin Doctor before start a turn. Why? Probably going to use it. We actually can score this Vitruvius out with a counter, if I'm not mistaken. We just can't afford to do that. TPTB got me a 4-point turn, plus Rashida onto Trank is just so good. Yes, firing Trank on your scoring turn is like kind of worth a lot. Right? Like then it becomes a +5. Yeah, it's a L1 does always sneak in. Yeah, our opponent only having 3 clicks is like, admittedly, we only have 2 clicks because we're hitting the button, but it's definitely frustrating. So we click the Austerity, we go down to 2 clicks. Then we hit the Austerity, we go down to 1 click. That'll be my middle finger. Let's use a different representation method. And then we gain Force 4 and 5. So we can do install Quad Advance. that can fire wage workers. We'll get Hermes last click. Do we care? I don't know. I think a Vitruvius counter is super important against freedom. All right. Discarding. Oh, shit. It's tag me freedom. Forgot that this was a deck. Okay. All right. Are we doing it? This deck definitely is an unsure gamble. I think it's just on Strike Fund and then a consume at some point. It's been a while since I saw the Tag Me Freedom deck, but it's a QTM type deck. So we can use the austerity. Better have more than 0 credits. I don't know. If we draw a fully op, we win. But there's a chance that our opponent can stop us from ever drawing a fully op by just getting a virus down. So, but the thing is, like, what else do we do this turn? We want to do a double install. Like, we want to install at least the virus on top of the Trank. So single install is fine. That can do some work for us. But like, we definitely score the Vitruvius. I think we just like use this, install credit. Do it for the wage workers trigger. I think we could. Like, we could do austerity wage workers, but then we can't afford the Vitruvius, right? Like, we can do austerity, use austerity, install Vitruvius. No, we just run out of money because we have to res the wage workers. We need at least 6 to do it. So I think we do this, install credit. I think we just need slightly more money. This might cause some tension on HQ, because rightfully so. I'm not going to do that. And just do it next turn. Age with MC and TBTBT is wild. Plus MC back with TBTBT. And click it again for another wage click. Yeah, the fact that you can install the same austerity is like kind of hilarious. And you can do double austerity, so they have a 2-click turn. It's pretty nice. We have a money problem here. We're in like a fully op waiting room. I don't think this deck is on hedge fund. It's not on hedge fund. Some of the Asa Group decks are on like 2 hedge funds, sometimes 1 hedge fund. A single Tranquility Home Grid, and we drew it. I don't understand how this deck only runs on Tranquility Home Grid. I feel like that's the most econ card in the deck. I guess we lost the cohort pretty early. We don't have a lot of burst econ. Like, if we don't draw a fully op, we're in a really ugly spot. But next turn we'll austerity. Just be good. Yeah, I'm on my way. We also can decide to like kind of punitively use an MC austerity just to give our opponent 1 fewer click. Sometimes that's correct. I'm not the best at doing this sort of math. Now my mind is hearing TGTBT. I just said a series of T's and B's, hoping I got it right, but I don't think I did. The powers that be. I'm just gonna call it powers. Solidarity badge, moshing steel skin. This is a labor rights? Yeah, tempo labor rights. Shuffled back in. Okay, trashed a steel skin, a solidarity badge, moshing. Put back in a moshing, a raindrops, and steel skin. So barely changed the composition, but did actually draw 3. Powers is better. Yeah, powers is a fair bit better than those letters. So we can res wage workers, hit the austerity, crack the spin doctor. We probably won't crack it. We'll probably just over install it, as you generally do. And then we'll install the Vitruvius. We'll quad advance it. Yeah, we'll do something cool this turn. Do we think we use the austerity? Let's see what we top deck. We actually might use both ends of austerity. Because it's either Vitruvius with 2 counters or Vitruvius with 1 counter. I don't care about Hermes. Was there Queen B this year? There's no Queen stuff, B stuff at all this year, I don't think. I think we do this. So we can do 1, 2, have 5 clicks, install. Yeah, let's just do it. It's fun. This is vibes based. Tranquility. I don't think we're going to Asa. Feels bad. We need to do this server. Okay, so now we get an Asa. We can do this, and then we can have a click to repair. Powers that be. Or we can get a 2. I'm just going to go for a 2 Vitruvius because that's so much cooler. No, B. Sanjay said last year was generous. What was counted? Last year was so generous. Like, literally every deck was a B deck. Because every good card, like Wage Workers was in probably like 12 out of 16 of the top 16 decks. Yeah, there needed to be a rework for sure. All right, we're going to lose this server. That actually is kind of bad for us. But it's not like we're going to threaten to res ice on 2 credits if we didn't do that. I guess we could have clicked for a credit, maybe. But then we're not repairing it. At least it's a Mav. That's actually not great. Because we kind of want to protect this Mav. But we have a finance problem. So if this Trank goes down for 1 virus counter, we're in a bad spot. So you need a Yusuf here or you need a Data Sucker. Oh, that's a good time to get down. Next turn, pick up Rashida credit, up install and trank grid. The problem is we're going to lose the trank grid. Oh, it depends the access order here. If Kato accesses this Mavirus first, it'd be a huge mistake. Yes! Yes! No, they can still trash the Mavirus, but they can't trash the trank. Yeah, the access order is really important sometimes. This is one of them. It could have been a Managarm, so like they want to check first, the unknown to the known, but that's huge for us because the trank survives. Let's top deck something good for it. Not like this. We honestly might Vitruvius for the Spin Doctor. Is that perverse? We might Vitruvius for a Spin Doctor. I do feel like that might be a bit perverse. This Pulse has to go. Oh, I don't like to do it, but I feel like we have to do something that says the word tempo on it. Yeah, I like, it's fine. So Devil Charm Crew is going to happen at some point. So we should just res the cheapest card possible, I think, which is the Pulse. Either that we go for the MIC, which is kind of annoying, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be deleted on site. Credit for wage workers? I don't want to spend my whole turn getting credits. Oh, you're right. We could have done triple credit install. That actually is okay. I think that's fine. I just want to make sure that there's no virus counters. This is also okay. Then we can do a third install and just click for credit. We're not putting anything on the board. We might actually want to put something in server 3. I triple this install this turn credit. Yeah, me too. We can't res all this stuff, but like it's hard for them to face check because if it's a drafter, it's really, really bad for them. I don't want to spend most of my turn clicking for credits. This is a game where you have to be on tempo. Ooh, Gatekeeper's interesting. Wait, I don't give a shit about this axis. Yeah, there you go. Triple install could also find your flop. Yeah, I was like, wait, they have no virus counters, they have no money, and this is fine. The Gatekeeper trigger is okay, but Gatekeeper trigger is almost always okay. So a big thing why we overinstalled there is like Freedom can use virus counters from anywhere. So if you can just deny the flood of virus counters, you can deny Freedom's ability. So far, Freedom's ability hasn't mattered. Hey, funny that we've both been playing Asa tonight. Jackmate, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. I changed the list a bit though for my sis. What have you found out? This is my first game with it. What have you come up with? Gatekeeper draw could have found flop? Yeah, I guess so, but imagine it doesn't. Us getting 3 cards is actually pretty good because we don't have a play next turn, so I could see resing being reasonable. I don't like the Jiteki asset. Oh, I'm a big cohort believer. What did you do with 4 influence? Stop it. I need you to stop doing this. This is annoying. You caught Audacity. Okay. I think I remember seeing Audacity in like Asa lists back in the day. I think Paul was playing one Audacity in his last year at Nationals. It was like a this purges. I don't know if you're excited about this. What's it called? It was a Stegodon deck though. I can send you my list. Yeah, if you want to. I think cutting Audacity is wrong. Cohort I'm more mixed on. That's all good. Yeah, they wanted to check the Spin Doctor. I get it. It was one face down ice though, so it is what it is. I don't think I want to Spin Doctor back these cards. Okay. Problem is, this hand stinks to make a play. The thing we could do is triple credit, double install. So we could do triple credit, Wage Workers, Gatekeeper. We have a Seamless, so we actually can score out. That's not bad. Jackmate, your link got eaten. I've changed my link rules, so you have to obfuscate it a bit more. Apologies. I don't know if you see that Shadow Blacked. I'm just going to do this. I feel like our opponent isn't doing that much on tempo. We could probably stack in the same server, and then we have a choice what we want to res, but I actually like making new servers because of the Asa thing. How do I send it to you then? If you just want to send like the last part of it, right? Like make it not look like a URL, like just this kind of string, and then I can copy paste it in usually. Yeah, just don't have a .com in there, exactly. Really curious, do you have a plugin for all the emojis in chat? Yeah, Amelia. So really sick. You have to be on Firefox, but there's a plugin that that Rocky she makes. It's called Cyberfeeder, and it gives me all this ability to have like the run arrow, the card text on the face down cards. I think JNet can let you do it too, but I can sort my archives by alphabetical. It does so much. It's called Cyberfeeder. It's the name of an old card from the original core set. If you just search Cyberfeeder Netrunner plugin, you'll get it. Well, I mean, Why not twice? I missed that I brought my own brew of Asa Stegadon Pharmacare to CO. How was it? Thank you, Jackmaid. What are you going as for Halloween? Aaron, I'm going to a wedding, so I'm dressed up in a suit. I have to get dry cleaned. Nothing's flashy. Do you have any plans? I think this works. Okay, I'll fix that. I think it doesn't work because it's not a published deck, but we should make it work. Okay, greasing. So we can't score this, but we can do triple credit greasing install. No, we have to advance. So I think we just do, I think we do double advance. I think it's relatively safe. You can score it? Oh yeah, shit on me. Yeah, we can. Triple advance wage workers. No, I would have figured that out. Don't worry. I would have figured that out. It's no big deal. You guys should see how good I'm at Legend 5 ranks. Okay, I'll score it for 4 credits and then lose on centrals. You think that's a good idea? That's Hermes the gatekeeper, please. Seamless advance? We don't have 2 seamlesses, do we? Oh, we covered the Vitruvius. Yeah, no, that's actually kind of sick. But like way worse. Chat's like going off about how wage workers works. Yeah, no, we lose to Hermes. You know, I'm cooler been if we greased and play that slow, but now we're gonna get open. We're gonna lose our spin doctor and our trank grid. This costs us everything. It's we're on game point. We're gonna win with audacity. Who cares when we lose our trank? I'm being facetious. This is fine. I mean, we could whatever. Wage workers goes down. Yeah, that's fine. That means the trank will stay. Actually, this is better for us. I thought they would pressure this. Now they still kind of can. Stegadon, one of the more messed up bad cards. I honestly hate Stegadon. Like, I can't believe it's in the game. It is so like paralyzing and mentally taxing and promotes really bad gameplay where you tunnel one server. It is genuinely one of my it's like the least favorite Netrunner card in the game. It is so cursed. It's so hella cursed. It needs to be deleted. Back from morning errands. What's up? Vulpes, we're on game point. We're doing pretty good. We're kind of just going around. I wonder if Stegadon AOT would have done well at Worlds. No, I think everybody was playing Turbine. I think most of the Shaper decks were playing Turbine. Like if BtL can't do it, I think Stegadon is not more unfair. I think Sisyphus is worse. No, because at least Sisyphus, you know what it does. Stegadon, everyone has to figure it out. Oh wait, that's kind of sick. Oh, this is really sick actually. How sick is this? I think we just do a little Barfo on top of the Spin Doctor. We'll just do a little have no turn game. Just take all your clicks away. We'll do a little Asa, put a Pulsarino on there, gain some monies. We'll advance this. Do we have to advance it? We don't. So should we have done that last click? Yeah, that's probably fine. All right, I'll just do credit active policing, whatever. Oh no, we can't. We have to advance it once. No, this is correct. This is correct. This is correct. This is correct. Asa Group, Pulse, gain 2, Singleton advance, play active policing. I know this installs a card, but like I couldn't care less because we have to advance it. Stegadon, Winged Wisdom. I don't know what that means, Aaron. AOT expects Turbine is fine with it. You play multiple Rhyme and Jinja. Oh, come on. Jane, I think agendas that modify the game rules are unfun. I wouldn't go that far. I just kind of wish like Sisyphus had power counters on it or something. Like, I don't know. The best thing about Stego is crew doesn't care. Amen. Oh, this is fine. Prage, no rip off R&D. Oh yeah, you're right. We have to worry about Hermes. That's fine. Active policing is pretty nasty into Ikwa. This was only trash a card, it might be better. Yes, I agree. If it was only trash a card, it'd be much more taxing. Paying 1 credit is ridiculous. If you want your Nancy to fire again, it costs you 1 credit. It's like, okay, great. It's like the runner can't run. So if the runner can't run, the 1 credit actually is not a meaningful tax. That's fine. See you soon. See you soon? Oh, is it the next game? Oh, shit. All right, that's it. We got it. Deck is cool. Scored a 8. Good game. Thanks for the game. I think our opponent struggled to get like the engine running. Losing the clicks obviously doesn't help. But there's a like the Vitruvius play. Sorry, the Mavirus play was actually pretty substantial. We gained 4 credits from that. If Fox is coming for you, yeah, I'm gonna put on a random stream delay. Hey, cheers. I like 3-1s and 5-2s that change the whole game. Feels like winning on hard mode with running against it. The thing is, like 3-1s, I kind of get it. I honestly don't know where I stand on that. 5-2s, I don't care about. Because I think scoring a 5-2 fundamentally does not change how hard it is to win the game. Right? Like, is the 5-2 the same as a 5-3? Are you still going to win by scoring 3 agendas? So it doesn't matter? Honestly, sort of, but not a lot. I honestly don't think it matters a lot. Like, with cards like Lacosta and Seamless Launch, like, scoring out a 5-2 is not that bad. I'm going to win on 3 points. It doesn't matter what the numbers on the points are. Besides, it does have an impact on deck composition because you have to play 20, right? Hey, with Yukado. Hey, good game. The Mavirus thing was really, really rough for sure. I think the 5-2 hurting the density is what felt more. Yeah, the 5-2 hurting the density is felt more. That's totally true. But there are 5-3 Glacier decks that are running 2-pointers. You can do it. Play one of DRM it. I don't care. You can definitely tell. Okay, maybe you can tell. But like, I don't think that's appreciable for most people. Like when the Sisyphus gets scored, the fact that their agenda density is a bit more effed up doesn't matter as much as when they have to play 3 copies of Stegodon. Like that one does mess up their agenda density. The 5-2s doesn't have a huge impact. I played against a bunch of Sisyphus decks and it's just like run centrals. I hear you. I just don't think the game is fun when a Sisyphus gets scored. Like give me a Nisei counter. Give me an Ag Infusion ability where like there's a real cost to it and I can play around it because it's like chess-like. Like, I'll eat an Anansi, but you can't functionally eat 2 Anansis. You lose the game. You can't let 2 Vampire Nasus fire back to back. You lose the game. It doesn't matter when you're accessing so much off centrals. I don't know. Sisyphus may as well be a 5-7 most of the time for the Corp. We did have a concede into Sisyphus. Sisyphus is so fun to figure out. I just feel like, D, you're playing the sort of decks that can beat Sisyphus, and I think there's a lot of decks that just don't have a chance. Right? Like play a Mercury deck. Just I don't know. I think the good decks can do well into it, and I think the bad decks, right, like are just not gonna be able to do it. I enjoy the challenge of Sisyphus as well. Oh man, it's not for me. Is anyone actually going to defend Stegodon though? We might get an IonFox in here. We might actually get like lewd down. What's stream delay to sing? Fuck. Shit, he's in here. It doesn't present something of a bard to clear. Try not to playing Furt Walk a moment. I don't know what that means. I met Ion at Worlds. Figuring out what Endo to grab one moment. Yeah, dude. Just generally the nicest dude. The bad deck's entire criminal card pool? I don't know. I think criminal decks did alright at Worlds. But like, yeah. Was IonFox at Worlds? Yeah, barely missed cut. Lost his win it in. Had a really cool BtL deck. I think if Stegodon was in Jiteki, I'd like it more. That's interesting. That might be true. That actually might be true. Gonna take the top one? Okay. 46 Hoshiko. Fine. I don't understand how someone could have a problem with Stego, not Sisyphus. Because Stego is a maths game. A really annoying maths game that fundamentally kind of forces you to tunnel. And I don't like that. Thanks, you too. Yeah, Ion almost made cut. If he won his last game, he would have been in top 16. I think he probably made top 32. But he just needed to win his last game, and I think it was on stream. I think it was against CTZ, if I'm not mistaken. This is the problem with Pulse, is like you can kind of just run Pulse. I'm assuming you'll check the remotes over here. So like any other ice would be good. The fact that it's a Pulse is pretty bad. If you had a win and in, you were in top 32. Yeah, I think that's correct. Staying on a P with Anemone, that'll be fine. Oh yeah, Anemone is the one that does matter. Shout out to Oda Nuvo, whose like COS goal was to do Zato into Bathinimus in Jiteki. And it fired once, and I think it flatlined. That was his goal. I don't really trust D about anything. I don't trust D anything relating to Jiteki. My issue with Stego D says that the trigger is in the corpse control rather than the runner's control. Yes. I have seen people mess it up. I'm gonna mulligan this, where they like run into the Stego dice and they don't jack out. They like still break it, even though if they did jack out and run back, they save like 16 credits. Like I've seen a couple too many players be like, "Whoa, this Magnet is 5 strength. I'm gonna break it." It's like just jack out, come back. It only works for one run. We did top deck our one of Trank. That's kind of sick. It's a tempo deck. Doing NPA static agenda text on Autoradish says 2/3 of the opponents were visibly tilted by BCP. Oh, I would be tilted by better citizens. Do you type my point faster again? Yeah. Okay, what are we doing? Early Vitruvius seems kind of not great. I mean, would I? Would I? Well, like, what's the play here? Best case scenario is like top deck ice for HQ. I guess Tattoo Bull is ice for HQ. Pinhole this, bud. So if this is fun, where since I can choose which servers to run, I feel like I'm trying to decode a set of servers. Why Stegan on the line almost always is run everything twice. Shit. I think this is a crew deck. I think if out Ag Infusion, I'd be a bit better with Sisyphus. Because you actually can make a choice what you run. Cohort, Spin Doctor, Spin Doctor. That's sick. That's genuinely sick. Now, Ion still wants a touch for Hoshiko, but like, I'm okay with this. Now, we're not drawing it to nice, but like, we'll guarantee to Spin Doctor if we do something. My goal was to flatline with Tucana and enemy, and that was the one kill line that I never actually got to get off. Oh, Blurby, that's a really fun one. So we lost the core. We're going to lose a Spin Doctor. We're going to top deck a Spin Doctor. I think those are fine. Oh, just touching a card. Yeah, okay. Fine. Okay. So if we draw into a Spin Doctor, and then we own 2 Spin Doctors. That's fascinating. Also, when Egg goes, I suspect Sisyphus is unplayable. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's kind of fun. I played Stargate at Worlds. It was sick. It was one of my favorite cards in my deck. And by Worlds, I mean COS. And it did great. I like Stargate. I miss Stargate so much. I wish Stargate was part of the meta. Fuck, Stargate's so fun. All right, so we can actually put the Spin Doctor... No, let's just score a Vitruvius. We can put the Vitruvius here. We can put the Spin Doctor on the table. And we'll gain 2. I don't know if Ion clicks through brands. 2 images so much? It's not that bad. This deck is like running 2 other programs, so it's okay. I hate Stargate? No, come on. The Jinteki player says. All right, Ablative and a second Spin Doctor. So Ion can go for 1 Stargate here. There's not that many agendas in the deck. I'm jazzed if Hoshiko is digital and trash that, because there's a 3-credit trash. This is not going to hit an agenda. Oh, fuck, an agenda. Shit. It's safe, though. Found the last spin? Yeah, Ion didn't trash. Well, Ablative is turned on. This is intentional. Okay, what's on top of the deck? Well, I thought he didn't have enough to click left. Wage Worker's on top of the deck. All right. Let's just go get a counter so that you have to top deck Stargate. QTM really believed in Sisyphus Atea. I still believe in a little. I'm pretty sure Pilu was playing it at COS. It seemed good. This sees 1 new card? 2 new cards, excuse me. You drew that WW gremlin. Never change era. You drew it? Yeah. No, yeah. Yep. Strike Fund. All right. We have an Ablative for R&D, which is pretty good. MCA. Okay. The next card on top of the deck is a Cohort or something. Cohort's the next card. Okay. The problem with the archetype was 2 of the 3 factions run Revolver. And those are the 2 of the 3 factions you were worried about at Worlds. I could see how that's a problem. So we're going to put Ablative on R&D. I honestly think we put Austerity in their remote server. So we do 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be an off turn for Ion for sure. Oh, we don't have to do 1, 2, 3. We don't need Wage Workers. God, the 1 of Tranquility, if you just draw it, it's really good. Let's just kind of button that up. Bring back Keyhole. Oh, Tron, come on. Eternal, come on. Tron's not relegated to Eternal Shuffling. Just play more, I play 2. I would play way more than 1 Tranquility. Oh my god, is the card good. He's just touching for Hoshiko. Getting a leech counter. Seems okay. Cohort, okay. So we can start with the Spin Doctor. It eats our Asa trigger, but kind of expected. So I think we just do 1, 2. I actually want this Iqua in hand. Wouldn't Sisyphus be taxing for a revolver since you got to go through it twice? Yes, but if you just use all your sandwich chips on it, you can kind of do it. The problem is like you save money, right? Like there's a difference between paying 10 credits to go through the same Nancy and then spending like with sometimes 4. I installed the extension. It didn't seem to work, but damn it, it's nice. Cool stuff. Are you on Firefox? It should work. You might need to do a control F5, like a hard refresh on JNet. You can also go up to this button. Oh, you're not seeing my drop down menu, but you can like alt click on the Cyberfeeder extension to like rerun it, I think. I'm surprised we didn't WW value this turn there too. Yeah, shit, I could have. You're right. Yeah, we could have. I think Ion needs to find the spin doctor here, but I don't think that he's going to go for a Stargate. So yeah, we could have done it. Jeff, the way that you say what I did wrong and saying something like, oh, I'm surprised we didn't, is a nice tone. I sound like I'm being sarcastic, but it's not. Like, oh, we could have considered, not like it was wrong to do this. I appreciate it. Patrick, pretty late here. If you're trying to prison, the runner Sisyphus is taxing, but it's very hard to get prison online. I think we can score at the Iqua. Imagine we had a powers that be here. I can get behind not using the value, and the reason is twofold. Okay, so say we did the res this, we go down to 5 credits. We can do austerity, use austerity, install Iqua, advance it 5 times, get on game point. Have an audacity, and I'm just doing it. I'm not, this is a huge vibes check. I don't need the gatekeeper ice. See you later. Go. I do need to play this deck. It's cool. For one, you don't have that much money, so the 2 credit spend is not nothing. And now if the Blade of fires, we get back a spin doctor on the Tranquility and gain 2. And if we draw into 3-2, we win the game with audacity. Like, this deck is fast. It's genuinely quite fast. Patrick installed time to call it. It's not that bad. Just do whatever you want with Patrick. I would say, Andre, you goober score the Iqua, much less constructive criticism applies. Yeah, that's fair. I liked your response, Aaron. It's very cute. In your like name PC write up. I help. Running HQ. Okay, so we can't res here because if we do res, we won't have money to res the ablative, and that's how we lose. Stop patching and tell your opponent they have to tell you if they judge. It's easy. They have like a very bright yellow shirt. Prison is propaganda to besmirch the good name of Glacier by runners too cheap to run flip switch. What are you gonna run? I have 2 credits. Are you gonna steel skin? You gonna run into my ablative? There we go. That's my win button. Oh, running archives. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, we have only 3 3-2s in the deck. Now we want the audacity in the bin because we have the Vitruvius counter. Dirty laundry wage workers. Yeah, that's not trashable though. Yeah. Prison's beautiful and runners belong in a padded cell. Okay, you want your museums back that bad, huh? Piss. Okay, so now we're just going to be annoying. So now we need to have our money. We could, in theory, what do we do here? Austerity is a good start. At 4 credits, crew is going to come down. We're going to lose whatever the ice is. Luckily, ablative has text on it. So the best thing we can do is double ice something and get our money up. So I think austerity is pretty fine. We could do triple credit, but then if we install austerity, we can't use it. Yeah, we probably just do the double install here. I kind of like the Mana Garment R&D though. Like it is genuinely a bit more difficult for Hoshiko. Well, it just stops the Stargate until you deal with it. That's kind of okay. Triple install MCA, yeah, but then we can't fire the MCA. I think we have to fire the MCA. Cohort's better than austerity? Oh, you're right. But I would do austerity. I think you're right. We just do a triple install here. We do Mana Garment R&D, we do austerity in server 1 cohort, and then we just fire the MCI. I think that I like that line the best. Because you're right, cohort is better because we just need to draw cards. We could have drawn there, but we can't win. Now this uses our MCA, so if the blade fires, we can get a spin doctor. We can overinstall the austerity. You have a wage workers? Yeah, exactly. Oh, Miss Bones, no, that's cheating. You only have one of these in the deck. This is fine. This is fine. Surely not drafter. It's never drafter, is it? Hey, JM, welcome to the stream. This deck has a 1 of, if I'm not mistaken. We could have a Gatekeeper on server 5. Yeah, but then we wouldn't have. Oh, yeah, we could have done that first. You're right. Yeah, Gatekeeper on Cohort would have been better. You're right. I Asa ordered poorly. That's actually pretty reasonable because of fully op, let alone. Because then we'd have a Gatekeeper on server 5. Fuck. It's fine. We'll lose everything. That's also an option. You can just lose everything. That's fine. Draw? That was just a vibes thing. Because we can fully op. We'll probably lose some of these cards. To score out, we actually do need 1 credit. So we can't really res all this ice. That wasn't fully operational? No, but we couldn't. I do not like PTB in a 5-3 deck. It's just not enough triggers. I hear you. I think if it fires once or twice, it's enough. The runner always trashes it. I got 5-3s. I have. So the idea is that the wage worker is threatening the 5-3 in the remote server. Right? Like you either have to do with the wage workers or you have to actually run the remote servers. I mean, you don't get any triggers? No, but we will next turn. I just didn't want to draw. Oh, with Tattoo Bullet we could. Because in theory, our opponent has to deal with this, right? PTB and Asa is generally consistently game winning. Yeah. I just don't know how aggressively you score in this deck. It looks like pretty aggressively. All right, Crew Leech. No charm yet, but you get the 6 rank. That beats everything. No criticism, just unusual at this point in the game. Oh, it's fine. Hey, Nanako the cat. Jeff, is NSG going to publish how much money came in from the artist colony this year? Is that public knowledge? Okay. Wait, no, wait. There's a Managarm here, so that's pretty ugly. You don't want to make that run yet. All right, dealing with the Spin Doctor first. This guy first. Yeah. Huh. So Blade of already gets a Spin Doctor. So I think we want to use the Spin Doctor. Yeah, I think so. So what will we put back in? So the Blade is going to install the Spin Doctor, which is pretty sick. So I think we want to put back into the deck. The Greasing is pretty good. That's the only a Singleton in the deck. And maybe a Tranquility. Probably Austerity. How many Asa games are you into? It's a brain burn wearing you at. This is the 2nd game. Okay, so with Managarm, we have a couple options here. We can res the Managarm to force Fox to pay 5 for the Stargate and then can't trash the Managarm. Or we res the Blade to get a Spin Doctor on the table. I think the Spin Doctor is actually more valuable because then you have to crew the ablative and then the Stargate's pretty butt regardless. We don't have an Asa install here. Bones trashes Managarm? You can't, because during a Stargate run, you can't access upgrades. You can only do the thing. That's a good one. Yeah, ablative is kind of messed up. I don't think we're planning to. We didn't make any money on it, and it feels like we'd be divulging artist info. Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's a good point. I got a message about like the staff discount and kind of walking back on that because it was a weird situation. I'm glad that they did. Not that it mattered much for me, but yeah. All right, so this is a Stargate run. Seamless Gatekeeper Ablative. Okay, so we want the Ablative Barrier. This means that we will draw 1 unknown card unless we actually preemptively shuffle. Oh, that changes nothing, honestly. We lost the Ablative Barrier. Fuck. It's the best card. Card's so good. How many Ablatives are we on? 2. I think Jai's type lists are on 3. We got a money's issue. Just shuffle back in? Yeah, it depends what happens. Like, we could res this and then we have 3 in 25 chance of winning the game. I think we're gonna res this anyways. Okay, that's cool. So we can do credit, res wage workers. I don't like that. So we just fully operate. We can do Rashida Gatekeeper fully op draw. Hope we get an ice for R&D. Yeah, I think we start by the fully op. I think we actually draw 2. Okay, that's good. I think we just gain 4. And then we put a Gatekeeper on R&D and then Rashida in server 17. Because we don't have the agenda in hand, but... Install flop? Yeah, we could have done the double install. Fierce Brew, thanks for dropping in. We're 1 credit short here, which is really ugly. I want to be able to res the ice and the Managarm, but this ice is going to hold on for a bit. On 4 leech counters, it's just annoying enough. We actually could have done Rashida Mavirus in our remote server. That could have been a fine Asa install. Server 17, I didn't want to read. I felt safe. Feels like Wage Workers Asa is a lot. It's going okay. Like, we're just so close to our win condition that I have to remember not to play. Like, I'm playing value. If we res this, we can res the Managarm. I'm okay with these. This seems fine. We can't res the Gatekeeper. We can res the Manny now. It bankrupts us, but be quiet about the Rashida on the remote server. Stargate while the Spin Doctor's on the table. I mean, yeah, if you want. If you find a 3-2, it will get trashed. Do we let this happen? We don't have to let this happen. That's fascinating. Do we let this happen? Because if we res the Managarm, we bottom out. So it comes down to the Rashida on the table. Because if Ion finds the 3-2... Okay. All right. Does stop them from trashing Vitruvius? Yes, but we lose our Rashida for sure. Ew. Might have thought it was a Mavirus. Okay, so we can shuffle back, but our Spin Doctor's still doing work. Okay, so we didn't draw it. So we're okay with the ice situation. So we might do Mavirus Gatekeeper and then just do fully operational like 17 times. All right, we're set up for win. You gotta get the 1 out of our hand. And even then, we probably don't lose. We can res him a virus if anything happens with a crew. Tetrabola can be destroyed. But we're doing okay. If Ion drops the clot, I'll be so surprised. Run your little crew Hoshiko, clot Hoshiko. I think this is the least amount of clots at a world championship, bar none. I don't know if we have the data for that. Jeff, can you run the data? What was the clot per player? Running HQ. Yep. Purging this doesn't change anything. It just stops Ion. Ion has to take a tag, whatever. We'll just try and survive this. 1 in 5, baby. 1 in 5. 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 It's just a 1 in 5, Andre. Andre's 1 in 5. Ah, DJ Steve. Shit, 1 in 5. Nice. Seamless. Good. Just a 1 in 5. Dirty laundry? Well, now you can't steal the Aqua. Shit, he figured it out. 1 in 5. Oh, so good. And then last click, we can bring the Vitruvius Audacity. We actually probably should have done it already because he's not going to play a client. Yeah, we could have pulled it already. We should have done it on the first run. 1 in 6. 1 in 6. I just don't want him to like drop an imp. Imagine muttering 1 in 5 endlessly in person here. It'd be so fun. You drew so many cards. Yeah, a couple. I think there's value in not showing that you have it. Yes, not until the last click. You're right, because he might not run it. Yeah, that's true. There is some value in being like cool about it. That's because clots in Barcelona. I was on Outfit and I saw exactly 0 clots. And if anyone's going to see them, it's Outfit. Yeah. How did Outfit go, by the way? I'm really scared to bring Outfit to Shaper Meta. Hopefully you had a good time. 1 in 6. 1 in 6, baby. 1 in 6. Nailed it. Hey, GG. All right. Let's go. Asa install for value. Imagine we Asa installed and we don't have enough cards in hand. Ooh, this deck is cool. So this is just the King's Crew Hosh. I think the King's Crew Hosh is much better than the Hosh I played at Worlds. I don't like Echo. It messes up my deep dives. Yes, you have to play a Clickhainer in Shaper. You generally play DJ Fenris for Sable, or you play Hannah, or you play Pichachon if you're able to do that. How did you like Crew Hosh? It's what I played at COS. I think only one Crew Hosh made top 16. Have a spooky Halloween. Aaron, you too. Thanks for dropping in. HQ R&D remote. Fairytron? Just 1 in 5 on every axis. You had enough money to purge with Clot? Oh yeah, we did. We actually did. We did have 3 cards. Oh, we should have res the powers that be. We could have BM'd there. It cooked every PD I ran into, but completely falls flat. I feel to R+. Were you on Hannah? But I agree. Yeah, the R+ matchup is not great. I think you need to be playing Hannah. I don't know if you have influence to play Baya Bands. It's kind of nice when you play for free with Patchwork. And you have a fair bit of installables. I could see it. But I think Hannah in that deck is really, really good. Very cool. Yeah, our, Freedom seems really good with R+ meta. Oh, neat. The other Freedoms I saw were actually not tagged me. They were just like reg Freedom. They looked really good. Hey, young Jacoby, how's it going? Came to Netrunner last month after quitting some other TCGs. Do you know if there are any transferable skills from other games? I'd rather play it. Do you mind if I do? Yes, there's lots. I think as a card gamer, generally, if you are a card gamer, the core skills you have of evaluating board state and value of a card draw and stuff like that does work across games. The idea that you have certain actions in this game, like in this game, you have an action economy, you have 3 actions or 4 actions a turn. That's slightly different. That's better if you come from a board game background where you're like, you know, value per click economy you have to keep up. That one's slightly different, but almost all card game players are good at one card game, are usually good at others. Obviously there's differences and that's what makes games exciting, but 100% if you're coming from another game. Can you be in chat? I think I can make it from memory. So after not unfortunately making the top cut, Ion came over and was like, you got to see this deck, and laid it out on the table from everyone. So I think I can make it from memory. Also, welcome if you're playing the game. Netrunner is really great. I'm not set up for that, unfortunately. I have audio issues. Yeah, my headset doesn't work for a bit. But maybe in the future, huh? Oh, I'm here. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm not set up for a call. My headset's still a bit broken and I have to kind of work on that. It's not that easy to pipe someone in usually. I'm in chat. Okay. Rip, no worries. Yeah, sorry about that. All right. So this is the deck that IonFox played at Worlds and almost made the cut. It plays a lot of cards I don't like, but that's fine. We're gonna do a new core deck. So this deck is a BTL combo deck. I'm just gonna call it Ion BtL. And it's just trying to score out, and I think I can make it from memory, and IonFox, Lonely Vulpes in chat will be able to correct us. I see windmilling more atlases. The idea is that if you score an atlas with like, I think you need 5 or 6 counters, you can win on very few credits. So the basic idea of the deck is you go to build to last. I'm going to build, usually I build on Netrunner DB. We're going to try and build it here because we can do it quickly. The silly thing is the CTZ game is the only corp game I felt that I had no outs in. Yes, it was rough. He stole double Audacity, and he was like on game point very quickly, which is pretty rough. Okay, so the big things we're playing is Biotic Labor. I came over from Yu-Gi-Oh! In One Piece last month. Had been a great change of community so far. The community, you'll probably notice if you're in Netrunner, is like kind of very special. It's not obvious why that is, but for someone who's been playing the game for over a decade, the community in Netrunner is like worth playing a game you might not like. Like they're so good. It turns out the game is sick too. But welcome. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Huh? So we're gonna windmill some agendas. So Biotic Labor gives us another click, not flashy, but you play Red Planet Couriers. With Red Planet Couriers, we can move all our advancements from one card to the other. Now, classically, back in the day, this is how things got banned, by moving all your counters to a government takeover, and I was so sleepy. But it is a bit more proactive in this deck. Back in the day, I actually played mid-season psychographic combo decks, where psychographics allowed you to put advancements on a card equal to the number of tags the opponent had. So if you gave the runner 17 tags, you could put 17 advancements on a Project Atlas. And I classically was known to play a deck like this back in like when the channel actually started. I think one of the first videos on this channel is me playing this deck at a regionals, or a deck like this. So then we're going to get our advancements and we're going to be putting them on Project Atlases, because if an Atlas has 17 counters on it, you basically have every 17 combination card in your deck, and you can do combos so you can score it from hand. So the other cards we're playing is we're playing Basalt Spire, if I'm not mistaken, because this is how you score out. And then we're playing 3 copies of Slash and Burn. I think that's the entire agenda suite. That's 21 points, so that's not right. We want to be playing less than that. So I think we just play 2 Basalt. Okay, 18. That makes 30. 2 Basalt, 3 Slash. Thank you. Ion's in chat. So I'm trying to get this from memory. Okay, the other ISO we're playing. So we're playing holy shit. We have 1 Audacity. We have 2 copies of Priority Construction. I don't know if I'm missing something here. That might be it. Assuming we're on hedge funds. The community is really special. I've been trying to sabotage it for 12 years and it's still standing. Hey, Pat. I think we're doing that. Yeah, Prycon is sick. It gets you 3 advancements for a double. That's fine. I think we're on hedge fund, but I'm actually not convinced. We're on 3 hedge. Okay, can't be surprising. And then the rest of it is just like spin doctors. I think we're on Rashidas. And then we're definitely on wall to walls. We might not be on all of the wall to walls. We might be on 2, but that's fine. Patrick is having the opposite effect. We'll make it stronger despite him. We're going to be running Pharaohs. I don't think you're definitely playing copies of not Logjam. You're probably on Logjam, but I think you definitely were on Treeline, but you were not installing them. I think there's a chance. Did you try out Musvingo? I don't think you're on Musvingo, but this is one of the cards that gets advancements on its own, which seems kind of okay. Hordem is just busted. If this fires, you win the game. I don't think we're on 3 of them. We might be just be on 2. And then Sentries, we are probably NSG now announcing return to Mumbad. 2 Rashida, 3 wall. Okay, I'm actually falling apart here. What are the last, wow, 8 cards? I think Ion was talking about a Colossus, but there wasn't actually a Colossus in the list. I think it was probably a Winchester. Okay, so Patrick, you're just bringing in all the slightly evil, silly people, which is just makes it a community. Oh yeah, too big to fail. So one of the big things that Ion realized while sleeping at night is that one of his combo turns he can do is you actually can in this deck Biotic Labor to play a too big to fail. And if you have enough Alice counters in your short credits, it actually does make sense for you to do Biotic Labor into too big to fail, because it's generally it's credit neutral to gain +3, which is kind of incredible. Oh yeah, a cat, of course. 3 a cat. Spelled in the opposite order. 3 Logjam, okay. And that's 44. Click neutral. Yeah, it's click neutral +3. Take that subliminal messaging. And if you have extra Alice counters, why the hell not? Here's one thing you can do. The last Logjam could be a 3rd Hordem. I like that. I think if Hordem fires, especially with like priority construction, you win the game. And like Logjam lost Soccer World, so we'll never forget that. Or Colossus or anything else. Yeah, so we're on just no sentries. I don't know. I'm going to give this a shot. It's a red plan card to get Massive Atlas. Yeah, step 1, Massive Atlas, and then you win in 2 turns. I don't think you can win in a single turn, but you want to score Atlas, and then from that, you can score a 3-2, no problem. You just score it. You can Audacity a 3-2, and then you can win the last one by installing a 5-3 Biotic Labor, Slash and Burn. Revolver too good. I think Revolver into Winchester is pretty good, but you do tax out most of it. Like, it's kind of annoying. I was stuck on how we were planning to over-advance the Atlas to 6 counters. Yeah, Biotic Red Planet. Andre is correct. It's Big Atlas into 2-turn clock. How massive an Atlas we need? I think a minimum is 6 counters. The fewest is 6 counters. So we need 9 advancements. Want to play against Dow or Az? Your choice. Az probably can't win fast enough. Your choice. So I'm going to say your choice, because I think one of them is probably worse for the other. We have to be careful with Dow because it's probably on Hermes. So we actually need a Res or Ice. Logjam lost Soccer Worlds. Cold. It's not wrong. Have you ever tried to res an early Logjam? It sucks so much. And Sokka found that out. It was not expected to lose like that. I'm going to stream snipe with Claude 3 Simulchip. Oh yeah, IonFox is very clear that this deck, the big call on this deck was nobody was on Clot, and it was totally correct. 9 advancements, and you say this isn't a government takeover deck. Shut up. Uh-oh. Wait, what sticker? Are we inside Jobbing HQ? Tron got the Metropole Grid stickers. I'm not sure which sticker this is. I'm scared. This hand's great. Yeah, this is a bonkers opening. The Dow review. Oh, right. Oh, right. So I believe someone from the Torsaw Grid printed out that Dow review that gets memed on. I honestly don't know how I feel about it. People really like it, but I'd feel terrible if I was that person. An aberration of design philosophy. Yeah, I feel like that joke, I don't know. People like it. Transferable skills are you get a lot of, to be a goblin who collects a lot of cards. That's true. Oh, this didn't scroll at all. Okay, I'm giving up on this. Odd Beans, best sticker and pin. I'm glad that you got the green Odd Beans, the rare Odd Beans. Okay, this hand's pretty good. I think we're just gonna let Dow do whatever. All of the agendas are in R&D, so we can probably just hedge fund. Well, we want the wall to wall down. I think we'll just do this. Oh, we're not meant to play the tree line. Let's just leave R&D open for one turn. How bad could it be? We're not meant to. Oops. We're not meant to play the tree line. We're meant to use the tree line as a 3 advancement counter button. I'm so happy about it. Hey. The deck is on 3 Couriers, 3 Biotic. So like having your combo piece isn't absurd. It's kind of reasonable. I didn't see if he mauled or not. He kept. Okay, sick opening. Wall to wall. We do all the ones that make sense. Draw, gain. Okay, we drew a Rashida. It's whatever. So now we want to ice up R&D. We'll put a logjam there. We'll put, let's not get Bernard. And we'll just put this on the table and see what happens. I always assumed the Dow review was a joke. I don't think it was. I really don't think it was. Playing tree here is fine. Ion, you told me never play tree line, and then you actually want me to look at this table and say, yeah, playing tree is fine, okay here. I'll res a logjam so it can't get Hermes. It fires for 4 credits, and it gets 3 counters. We're already a third of the way there. We want to keep 1 advanceable card in hand for Prycon, because you need one. Crore. This deck almost made top 16. This is IonFox's deck. There's the Hermes, okay. So we actually don't want to be advancing these cards because they can be bounced. We're just going to continue to advance the logjam because Tron shouldn't have a way of interacting with it. But probably can't interact with our other ice. So draw a card, gain a credit, place advancement. All right. So we're just going to try not to lose on centrals. Everything makes sense now in IonFox decks. Advance them is fine. You get a buck back. Yeah, on this turn, we'll do it. Like, this is credit neutral or whatever. Positive. Sorry, positive. Positive. We'll see what happens here. This Dow deck actually might be on what's her name? The Run Archives gain a tag. Iru? It might be on an Eero deck. Yeah, with Pretty Mary down, I actually think it probably is an Eero deck. All right, we're not going to do that. All right, so we're Biotic Waiting Room. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9. We have 9 credits. We're just short the Atlas. If it's not a joke, I feel a little bad for how dunked on they were, but it was also written in such a funny way. There's no way it was a joke. Yeah, we just need an Atlas and a Biotic, and we win. Wall-to-wall's been really good. We haven't flooded up. Have you ever not done an Atlas first click? Have you ever, like, first agenda scored out the 5-3? Because it's kind of like an Atlas. There's the burner. Yeah, Biotic Basalt, like, we're kind of getting there. Shit. What do we wait for? Spin Doctor here? I don't know what to do here. Like, this logjam seems good. Like, do we just score a Basalt? Okay, so, like, I think we do Tree Line, install Advance the Basalt. Can you influence Patrick, the narrative team, to write some cool pivotal narrative about GameNet? Eric, you gotta not encourage GameNet. We have to forget it exists. I'm just going to tune in on a Monday stream. You're going to be playing GameNet. And the world's going to be worse for it. Can't you wait a turn? This turn? Yeah. Yeah, I think we do. We wait one turn and we bounce the wall to wall. I think that's totally fair. I think we will score at the Basalt. Just install the Pharos, tree line it on the remote, do nothing. I'm not going to tree line the Pharos into a Hermes. That seems like not great. I think we're going to return this to hand next turn. I got a GameNet Game Boy card ID, and it's amazing despite my dislike of GameNet. That's largely what Mr. Hyden's trying to do in the Neon Static world. Ah, Propeller. All right, I'll draw a card first. Beans. I don't want the advancement. Beans. You started with never install tree line. Turn 5, 3 tree lines are installed. Yeah, I got endorsement from IonFox that I could do this. I mean, we could slash and burn it. It's pretty bad though. Wait, Tron can run this. I don't think I care. Gremlins Unite. I think I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. SMB leads to Hermes. Yes, it does. But I could do it next turn and then just like get it back with a Basalt Spire. So we're assuming this is a code gate. Let's get rid of the too big to fail. And the Dassey's kind of nice. I don't see us needing that. Slash that. I don't want to slash that because they can run archives and then Hermes just bounces the Basalt. It's probably pretty bad for us. Yeah, it is an Euro deck. We're Euro gaming. Okay, we have to res this. It's big. Yeah, we're just gonna lose to Hermes. 3 credits. Okay, we got 1 good run in here, and now we just hold our breath. Fuck! Shit. Haven't played Netrunner in a while. Did they figure out if Nuvang was any good? Inconclusive. How's it going? The game's been good though. People did play Nuvang at World. I don't think it did anything. Nuvang decidedly not good. It's not the worst. I think it's like middle tier. This is what I knew was gonna happen. And it's frustrating. It is genuinely frustrating. Are we just now waiting? Push Basalt again on 4 credits? Yeah, you are right. It's so safe. It's so fucking safe. Nuvang is immensely fun. I think Nuvang is more fun in person. All right, this can't be broken, right? No. Okay. So now Tron's just gonna run R&D. Wait, we're 1 credit short of resing ice on R&D. What the hell did we do? We overextended. We shouldn't have advanced it. We should advance it once and click for a credit. We could have got a tree line here. I thought we had infinite credits. This is a BtL Glacier deck. They saw 4 cards last time? Yeah, but they trashed 2. Fox, what the hell's this deck? Man, losing to Euro Hermes. Oh. Oh my god. Biotic waiting room. We did this by not having a 4th credit. This deck is... We're losing the claw, huh? This is did well start? Nuvang did? I believe I was the only Nuvang at World Standard and did not do well. No, there's no way you were the only Nuvang. That was probably me playing bad Nuvangs. Mind if I undo? I meant to swap different ice. Oh, yeah, you just want to steal 4 points again. That's cool. The turn was sick. Can I do it again? Anything that manipulates R&D is an order of magnitude more fun in person. Do you know what's getting me about Nuvang? It's like click 1 hedge fund is correct because you want to look at the top of the deck. And it feels like it's instilling really bad fundamentals. Like click 1 hedge fund is technically correct. And in most other, like it's strictly wrong. Right? Like click 1 subliminal is correct in Nuvang is like just super cursed. Oh, that's such a better play. There was only 1 Nuvang in standard. Oh, wow. That's wild. Okay, well. We had a good run. Classic Hermes multi-axis. We got so cooked. It was so bad. It's because we scored the Basalt. We should have not done that. Because like this deck does do this. Like you just don't overextend over this deck. Man, this deck, like, yeah. I played into a lot of girls decks or very early in the meta that was like Euro Hermes and I was so tilted. All right, I'll do it again. Just play Mindscaping and click 1 hedge fund while also drawing and choosing the trash. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm grinding my Nuven deck. The problem is like a Nuven, when you spend 2 influence on like a utility card and a 54 deck, like it emotionally feels bad. I guess it's the same if you spend a lot of influence on 1 card though. Deck is Garbo. Who would bring it to Worlds? Yeah, day 2. Almost make top cut. What a winner. The redo was kind of cool since they knew they would get another trigger. What do you mean? Oh, on the first and the second? But I don't know which one they fired it on the first or the second. That's interesting. Yeah, we can do it again. I didn't pay attention. I just knew bad stuff was happening, and so my vision blurred. I swapped the same ice and Hermes on the first deal. Yeah, I'm assuming that Tron, he didn't do anything. He can hear. I realize now in hindsight. Yeah, we just need to res 1 more ice. Why did we go down to 3 credits to pull this out? That's so bad. Yeah, the first one was the same, so it was the second one. Yeah. All right, Tron, you want to rehost? I'll join. You said Tron and uncool in the same sentence, Jack made. Oh, join. That's a hard sentence to put together. All right. As got a lot of barriers. Toronto uncool? No, Toronto can be uncool. There's parts of Toronto. There's things about Toronto that are uncool. This hand, not great. That was kind of egregious. It was really, really bad, but we overextended, and like, don't extend into that sort of Hermes deck. That's exactly how it wins games. It finds 1 window and then gets fortunate and blows the board state up. Right? Like Hermes Dow is a messed up interaction. It genuinely is. It's so egregious even. I think I'm not, I think your your boomerangs go pretty far. This hand is so wild. I don't like this hand. Is Doof real? Yes. In ads, Boomerang Doof is real. So like we can do tree line, wall to wall. It sucks to get a Basalt Spire stolen and have nothing to show for it. Now we actually probably don't have to ice this up. We reaped what we sowed memeing on Dow. I'm not memeing on Dow. I don't like the meme. I think the meme is mean. Rashida, yeah, I could just do double install and say whatever. The thing is, like, as decks usually run 1 miss bones, maybe 2. Just advance. Yeah, we could just advance. It doesn't really change anything. It's like clicking for a credit, right? But chat was? Yeah, chat was. Your Hermes Dow is one of the strongest startup decks right now, and I'm surprised I don't see it more in standard. It's because it feels cheesy. And I think in standard, you can make the game more about the board more than anything else, so it's trickier. Right, like in the speed that corps go in startup, you're allowed to do that sort of greed engine, but in standard, when I put like 2 things in remote server in turn 1, that doesn't work that much. It's better than clicking for credit, yeah, but I'm not going to click for credit this turn. Advance sets up the RPC, yeah, but like 7 turns from now, we have bigger problems. Like we needed a Rashida to fire. Actually, Rashida? Why? Oh, because Trump put 4 on it. Sick. Now this actually denies us our credit, but it saves us a click, so we could click for a credit. Oh, that's really good. Oh, which one are we doing? I think we're doing the Pharaohs and not being able to res it ever. I think that's like a cool play pattern we have. Don't res Pharaohs ever. We could do the tree line. Pharaohs is better into boomerang. I don't think you boomerang the wall to wall. Do we do tree line or Pharaohs? I like tree line because I can afford it. All right, if this is a Hoard'em, you lose the game, so you're not allowed to legally face check into it. Risk appetite. That's a cool way of saying it. All right, Ches was on, Prognostic is on. We have to button up all our central servers or we're cooked. It's a really good engine. It got me a big team tournament win before. We knew Trick Shot was good. All right, Prog looks at the top. You can sell with Ches with bankroll. This rig is super greedy. If only we could get ice on the table. What the hell? This hasn't been firing. All right, we're just gonna do logjam and R&D. This can't be dealt with. Archives. Advance. Okay. We can grind it out. As always makes me think of Andre. I'm really happy it does. I wish I could play more As. I wish As was just slightly better. Like better enough for me not to think that I'm making a mistake playing it at a tournament where I want to do well. A+ stream title. Gyro, I think our stream titles for the last like 3 streams have all been music from last century. Okay, so we res this tree line, we go down to 3, and then we can't res HQ. I think we don't res this logjam, because it costs 4, puts us on to 3, and then you can run HQ. I think we just don't res it. I think we need to get our money up before we res it. Let alone we'll lose the wall-to-wall. Like, we have to be able to res most of this, and we can't. We're pretty sure Az is not going to be on Hermes. IonFox. What the hell is this deck? Lol. I can't res now. This is okay. This is the Sokka moment where you lose 3 points on RD because you don't want to res the log jam, and then they go back. Oh man, I would have loved to lose there. What happened? Oh, we're just bankrolling forever. Okay, now I'll res it. Get out. That was another log jam. Okay. Well, we have the no, we don't have the Atlas. Sokka's taught me anything. Top of R&D is always Basalt Spire. Well, one time it was like a Trojan horse, I think. All right, we need to be able to res 6 credits worth of ice. So I think we do this, and we just do credit. I think we have enough counters. We actually don't need the Prycon. Try to spin for the TBTF? Oh yeah, we could use the money. We have a money problem. That's very true. The cool thing is if once we get our ice res, then we have our ice resed. And then we don't need money. We've ascended. Action. So the action here is prognostic. There's no reason to do the action before. So here you could boomerang. I think I hit the end the run on the other one a bit too preemptively. And then we have to res this tree line, and then like the bankroll still can run server 1. But all Tron's money's locked into this piggy bank. You have to break. Break to open. Liberate coin. Oh, we have no money. We will survive. So you can run server 1. You just can't use Cheswa, right? I want an arms dealer crim ID that interacts with weapons. I'm assuming that's like gonna happen. The thing is, like, a lot of our arms dealer support right now is Anarch. Buy bands. All right now. I want to see more criminals. Sorry, more weapons. I think we will. I imagine we will. I also want to see like real weapons, not just like code weapons. Like it's so goofy that what's his face? Asmund Pula is selling like revolver code and not actual firearms. I want a crim ID that's strong. I think there was a lot of strong crim IDs. I just argued too many of them are too similar. Time bomb Jachinho deck ideas? I wouldn't. I think you're better off always focusing on Jachinho than it is to add an alternate win condition. On top of that, Sabotage is not particularly strong unless you play more Sabotage, because Sabotage scales non-linearly. So the best thing you can do on a time bomb turn is run more Sabotage, so they have harder options to choose. It's just unfortunate. Imagine that was a Hordem. Yeah, if that was a Hordem on any of these servers, we would have won the game. It's kind of messed up. Oh yeah, we could have got rid of the agenda. Prycon Hordem would have been sick. This. I don't care. I'm hoping Dom Meta's the error crim. My guess is that Anarch has been cracked for a while. Shaper's cracked on this set. There's no way they'll make another cracked Shaper set. They're much more likely to make a cracked criminal set. That's my understanding. Or my guess is that this next set will be really good for criminal. Did anyone bring knives to Worlds and do anything successful? I don't know about Worlds, but Cranked played it at a COS and went 4-1 with it. I lost to Cranked in round 2 pretty bad. He knifed the heck out of me. Very, very, very aggressive. IonFox, but this deck is not fun. Like, what are we doing? Clicking 3 this turn? I really don't like waiting room decks, and this is a waiting room deck. Where's the money? It's 3 hedge funds. Enjoy. I feel like we should be on NGO fronts. I never really ice centrals. Oh, that's true, actually. We might have not wanted to. Double ice remote and send it. Oh, you're an Asmari player. Oh, that's cool. Now the Couriers is here. How much do you break Rogjam for? 6? Which Cheswood's 4 credits? Like, we're gonna lose. That was really easily my favorite run archetype in a good long while. Slogjam is really funny. I think we want an NGO and Pivot in this deck. Yeah, Pivot's also really good. NGO's nice. If it survives, it's like Hedge Fund Plus in BTL. But if it survives. Rashida and NGO are in the same slot, but I think Rashida, you need the card draw. It's more the card draw than the money, because you have to draw specifically 3 cards. Like, we can't do anything until we draw one of our Atlases. RPC seems bad. I don't know. This deck almost made top cut of Worlds. It's like, it's okay. It's obviously doing something cool, and people are probably surprised about it. When your opponent rips 5 points and like 3 axes, it's not good for you. Okay, Basalt goes back in, unfortunately, and I think probably the wall-to-wall. Yeah, I think there's a lot you can do to iterate on the slots on this deck. But was getting Crim? Sorry, Rory? What are we doing here? Is this just the cheapest barrier that we can farm? Is that true? Are we going to boomerang this? Oh, we're just running and bouncing, so this gives 1 credit. We might break. No, we're not breaking it. Oh, sick. Pop-up window. Then it ends the run? The fact that this is all 1 subroutine is like super important. Oh, we're back in it. Baby. We're winning next turn. Oh, we're back in the money. Oh, best top deck possible. Imagine giving bad publicity to this As deck. Is this a... There's some chance that this is a Hushik deck. I would put the odds at 40%. Oh, because they play Amina, they're not a Hushik deck. Because they would play Cat's Cradle. Yeah, Amina is swatted. This makes Hordem sad. But with Splash and Crim, so I don't know why playtesters being bad at Shaper would have been the reason it was broken. I don't think anybody's claiming. I don't know what the conversation's about. Uh-huh. Very good. Also, Jeff is in playtesting, right? Definitely good Shaper players. If you're doubting the quality of Shaper players in playtesting, I think that's a pretty absurd claim to make. For those who don't know, there's a lot of playtesters, but like a lot of the folks in playtesting and SBL, like on the higher level, are some of the best Netrunner players in the world. Like D is a big part of the SBL team. D came second at Worlds. Oh, Ryan said it was a reason, potentially joking. Yeah, I don't subscribe. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. I'm just going to say money. We've ascended beyond the need for money. Checkmate. 2 turns. On 1 credit, 2 turns? From 0 to Super 60 so fast. The game is now cooked. The problem is Tron wins on a single axis. Like, let's not pretend that's not a problem we're going to run into. Now, if he runs R&D, we can just take all the agendas to HQ. Literally, we can hold every single agendas. This is the forbidden line. Are we doing the biotic labor into too big to fail line? I think we do. No, I think we do. So we just Audacity out the next Atlas. I think we Audacity out the Atlas, and then on the final turn, we biotic into too big to fail. Oh, yeah, next turn is Atlas Audacity, and then we do too big to fail biotic, and then we're on 3, and then we do install slab. Yeah. Oh, we can only do double slab. Install slab advance, right? Oh no, we can't do that. How do we score out on 3 credits? Because our Audacity's in the bin. Install slab. That's only 4 advancements. What am I missing? Slash advance, but we have to install the agenda. But like, that's too many clicks, right? Because we have to spend, that's 3 clicks and we have to advance for 4th. Yeah, we need more money for another biotic, so I think we need more money. Oh, where did our advancements go? Wait, is it zero strength logjam? Just trust me. Oh no, I trust you. I just don't get it. I want to know what it is. Like, I want to understand it. I just don't want to be told what it is. We need another biotic, right? We need to play 2 biotics that turn. So our ice sucks now, and that's a problem I'm realizing. Playtesting issues at power level usually have complex histories. Endurance had a lot of issues. I'm pretty sure endurance was changed a couple times. And that's never easy. Sure hope Tron doesn't win here. I don't know why he's running HQ. We spin doctored. Endurance changed almost every single version. Yeah, it's really hard. Fetch Audacity. Well, next turn we're fetching the Audacity, right? We're doing Audacity Atlas, right? Bait more HQ runs. Wait, that's hella sick. Wait, was that the RPC twice? It's not working. Oh, there's a wake. Yeah, he's running for the wake counter for sure. Okay, do we pull every single agenda from the deck? We should at least pull the Alice here. Oh no, he has 1 click left. I'll take a 1 and 4 on HQ. Sick. Well, he has a click left. 1 and 4. No big deal. We're gonna lose the Awaken Plan so hard. This deck wants the new Sokka card, I think. We could burn an extra Alice counter to pad the 1 and 5. Nice. Yeah, we could probably pad the hand a bit more, but also like BM is worth something. Do not use this because I need okay, so we're just scoring this out. Can you just give me permission to score this out? You said, oh no? This isn't good? Oh, because we've drawn our second biotic. So that was bad. Need to take a turn off now? Yeah, I think we do. What's your play? Did we just advance yet? You have spin doctors? Still Audacity? Okay. The man says Audacity. So we lost a biotic. All right. So, okay, the thing is, what I'm saying is that there's only 1 biotic left in the deck. So if we want to use the biotic to play a thing, I can get 4 advancements. Diversion, that's very funny. In fact, it doesn't do anything. Counter for spin? We could. This is perfect. Yeah, this actually doesn't do anything. Top of the deck is safe for a round anyways. Yes. Tehran could maybe break it if he puts his mind to it. I shuffled before the access, so the top of R&D is still safe. Oh no, Alice shuffled. You're right. It isn't safe. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, so things that we can do here. Big think. So I can score 2 points, no problem. We get spin and 2 big fail and pray. That might be the right thing, is that we pull 2 counters and then we just install spin, play 2 to big fail, advance the tree line is more impactful. I think that's probably the line. Okay. Bad publicity sucks. So we want to stop repeat runs on this. It's more important than the repeat runs on here. Hortum R&D. Oh, the Hortum R&D is actually pretty important. I don't think we care about Hortum R&D. I think we care more about the Awaken Plan charges. Shit. You say, oh no? The deck has 3 boomerangs in it. It's not actually going to matter. Sorry for being mean to playtesters. I know it's a really hard job. Hey, Ryan, don't worry at all. Yeah, we could have Hortumed R&D. I could see why that's a play we want to pursue. Yeah, that's good. That's interesting. fine. Right, I just happened to be swinging by. All right. So I'm not going to res a spin doctor because then HQ run will happen. The thing is, like, playtest feedback is important. Like, people learn stuff from playtesting. I don't think anyone wants to be mean to playtesters, but pray for life. There's only 4 agendas in 20, right? Like, odds are fantastic. Just very good odds. We don't need double biotic, right? We need single biotic. Prepay. Pre-pray. Because we can do biotic pre-advance, gain a credit, and then we can do slab audacity maybe. Or slab advance. I'm not gonna raise the spin doctor. Piss. Undefeated on JNet. Did you have the boomerang? Defeated on JNet. Huh. Might have needed to second-ice that. Why no spin? It's random. Like, what happens if we draw an agenda with that, right? Like, it goes to hand. We could have res the spin and shuffled back, but if there's an agenda on top, I think Tron runs this twice. I'd have to run the numbers whether it's good. It doesn't, like, intuitively feel like the right thing to do, but if you see a card there, it's as likely as if we res the spin doctor and shuffled back. Like, say we res the spin doctor and took 2 agendas out of the deck and then shuffle the spin doctor to put 2 cards into R&D, it doesn't change anything. Like, the line that we're more worried about is maybe run R&D, then he runs spin doctor, then we res, then he runs back. Like, that's the thing that we might want to play around. Under the line for 2 cards is biotic, too big to fail, which gets you to 5 clicks for biotic. No, hold on. That doesn't make sense. Shuffle back in biotic and then pad hand with the biotic if necessary. You're right, but if our expected result is to take 2 non-agendas out of R&D to shuffle 2 non-agendas into R&D, it doesn't really do that much. You're right, though, that we could probably pad with the Atlas and grab biotic and other stuff, but like we actually need the Atlas to pull biotic, slash and burn. Like, we have problems. Going into JNet with this, right? Like, I think the spin doctor math can sometimes be unitude. Oh, Tron, good game, by the way. Was going to Ashton to draw 5 to try to find it to Hordem. It turns out making your ice garbage. I think the face checks he made into like triple advanced ice could have been Hordem's. I think there's one risk he took Tron that was like pretty big. You only need 2 biotics. You want to do a too big to fail trick. Yeah, okay. So the plan that we would score out, obviously we don't want to lose, is that we would spin doctor back in the audacity and a biotic, if I'm not mistaken. Then we can do biotic. We have 4 clicks, install, slash and burn, advance. That wins. That only costs us 4, 5, 6, 5. It costs us 5. Because we do biotic, we install the agenda, then we advance it first with built to last. That's a very important trigger. And then we do slash and burn for 1, slash and burn for 1. Most wild setup. Yeah, this is a super greedy setup. I don't know if you need the D sets, but I'm a big As fan. The run-based economy engine's sick. Good bed. Good night, Jeff. Man, I'm not enjoying your game, Ion. I want to win with this. We're gonna win. It's 11:30. We can do one more. Good work on Worlds, Jeff. Gyro. Okay, Gyro's gonna play Spree Arasana. Yeah, that's probably okay for us. Fisarum doesn't do much. Botchless is pretty annoying. Thanks, you too. 4 credits if you use Audacity over SMB. Yeah, you can save it if we get the Audacity back in. I feel like this deck is like big op that takes 2 turns to win after the Exodia turn. Yeah, I think so, D. And then it's up to us to figure out whether which one is more robust than the other. But I do think this had a surprise angle that people weren't expecting, which is kind of neat. But yeah, very similar vibe. That's absolutely correct. How many people brought Big Op? I think Abe was Man of the Moon on Big Op, or just on Assets Op. Because it didn't show up at all from what I saw. I mean, I don't like this hand. This deck is on like triple burner. We need Ice HQ. Abraham had that Asa Op cooking. Okay, cool. How's it going, by the way? Playtesting, not equals design or dev. Playtesters do their best to give opinions on cards. It was good to see you, eh? Mulligan for me. Aren't you playing in a different lobby? We out here. All right. A cat on R&D is on HQ is fine. Oh, we have a wall-to-wall for the remote server. I think we can slow down against this deck. This deck is all Trojans. It's hard to interact with. Our ice being ugly to break doesn't really matter. I brought it to COS and hated most of it. Oh, I wouldn't bring it to COS because of double-sided Swiss. Shit, how bad did that go for you? Send it? What do you mean send it? This deck is on triple burner. I think we have to not full send it. Aket remote advance Aket install. You're gonna get burnered. I'm doing this for you, but I don't believe in this. I played into a nasty tag op on forced connection and the other tagger trash upgrade. Can't remember if it was versus Abraham. That could be either. Right, like some of the acid ones do run it, but if it, like, did the deck look like 79 cards? Because that one does run force connection. The burner can't hurt you. What are you gonna do, burner us? Says man who is burnered. Okay, we're gaming. Okay, it was normal size. Force connection and overseer. Okay, I only went to time in one round. Did it stress you out though? It would stress me out if I was playing against you. I am so 1130 autopiloting this. We're doing great. Slash and Burn is still a really cool design. Love fast events. Slash and Burn is like one of the coolest cards that has having the least of impact on the meta. The card is very cool. Once we have more like reprisal, like if you scored an agenda, if you stole an agenda on your last turn, where like knowing it's in archives and you don't want to touch it, which was like very how Netrunner used to be when I played back in the day. Like once we have that, I'm very interested. So we can advance this first, then tree line it. That actually doesn't change that much. Yeah, that changes nothing. Clot, this is cheating? Wait, we didn't see a clot. There's no clot in ours on it. One token for RPC, yeah, but I'd rather advance the Aket then, right? I guess you're right, it's cheaper. Maybe that's worth something. What are you gonna do? Break this for free? Yeah, honestly, the answer is break this for free. Trojans. Yeah, you're right. If we want a moment counter, I would tree line the archives, so no free runs. I don't think this matters. About to get slapped. It's 10 strength. You can't slap it though. This is fine. As in I res it fine or like let it go through fine. Like this deck is probably on hush. You can't slap it. You can botchless it. I don't think I want to spend 7 credits. I don't think I want to give Arson a bad publicity. Okay. All right, so that means no hush. Let it through? All right. We could res a Spin Doctor first. I will. It turned out to be correct. Botchless. So the reason why I do this is that I want to be drawing anyways next turn, so I'd rather not let our opponents see these cards and then redraw them. We're going to keep our secrets here. Oh no, the Aket. It breaks one subroutine, just like Slap Vandal does. I guess. Might not be right. Can't poison vial the Aket. Holy crap, we're going to draw poorly and the game's going to be over. If he runs last click, I might consider resing that cat just so we can too big to fail. I feel like that's all the money we need. Do you ever biotic out an Atlas? You ever just biotic out the Atlas for fun? So it can be poison vial. This was rigged, right? Yeah. Fire all. Oh, that's a huge mistake. You've made us more powerful. This deck sucks. What's going on with this damn deck? What is going on with this deck? So there's knowing that given the runs I made in both games, I was pretty above the curve and expected Gen to hit. Oh no, 100%. I just really do not like these decks where I'm waiting until I draw the right cards to go. It makes me so anxious. Like I'm just sitting here hoping things don't go poorly for me. You're devoting too much to centrals. The remote server doesn't matter. Do you actually want us to score our first points in the remote server? You're waiting too much? But like, what do? Do we push the Alice in the remote server? NSG fix game that. Eric, no. It's so bad. Good, it lost all its busted cards. You don't want it to be good. The decks that punish you for interacting are not fun. You totally can. Okay. In this deck, it's almost impossible because it's like 17 simul-chip Arasana. You're treating this like Glacier. I'm treating this like combo. Like, I don't want to res anything. Okay, second trick shot. I don't care. We've seen 6 points of 18. Yeah, Eric, did you ever play while Gold Farmer was legal? You don't want to game net? No, but game net was like the worst thing. Every game went to time. Everything just becomes more of a math. Like, it doesn't make the game more interesting. It just makes the game more like a math trade. They trashed that trick shot. So wall-to-wall trashing that actually makes us more powerful because we don't want to draw that. Yeah, we could res this Arquette. I'm going to res this Arquette. The BtL Club straight up bioticking and buy it. I think we might. I have the sick altar. Just scratch the name out. You can write whatever you want on it. You can make money with the core basic action card. Yeah, but they have to spend their turn doing it. When you're running and it's like a 4-credit swing, you're like, I'm okay. I'm not going to run. I'm only going to run 4 times a turn. And it's going to be every single trick shot. You're just not going to interact. Maybe giving too big to fail to an Arasana that's playing Slap Vandal bot just doesn't matter. I think it's true. It doesn't matter. My newest NEH alt has a NES Bubble Bobble on it. You mean your newest GameNet alt? Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, your new NEH alt has this Bubble Bobble on it. It's pretty sick. All your opponents have a massive advantage knowing your combo. If I saw the first 3 turns of either game, I would sit back and click for cards of Trojan Horse Fear. Yeah, or Punitive too, right? Okay, we're going to Atlas next turn. I'm kidding. We're going to top deck an RPC. Yeah, you're right. I would play this differently. Okay, now I'm getting upset. Want to advance Pharaohs to protect HQ? It doesn't matter. This deck's Icebreakers. Oh, it does matter because of Slap Vandal. Oh, now I do look really silly. Oh, now I look super, super silly. Oh, it's going to cost me the game silly. Oh, fuck. I was like, this dice is just going to get destroyed by Slap Vandal. What does it matter? No, it really matters. I'm not a smart man. Oh, this is an Arquette. That was another slap. That's why we saved a credit. It's so sick. I'm conceding. I thought we would just lose both biotics. Okay, never mind. I thought that was going to do different for us. I thought we were going to lose both biotics to the bottom of the deck. We're fine. We're still good. It's just 2 points. No, losing 2 biotics means we lose the game. God, botchless poison vial. So we're so back pendulum. Yeah, I know. Man, this Trojan deck is so upsetting. Like, if you're not proactive in building servers and putting stuff on the table, it's just like ice doesn't matter. This deck always tilts me when I play against it. Admittedly, this Pharaohs at 7 strength is pretty cool. The botchless though, like, what are you gonna do? Oh, Hornet's pretty good. Slap Vandal's an AI, right? Poison Vandal's so fun. I don't like it at all. What do you think about my life? Good night, Eric. Clearly you haven't logjam hard enough. Yeah, at some point. Low, we're so back. Stop it. Like, we're on game point again. It's so over. Yeah, now it's so over. I mean, are we going to win 1 game with this damn deck? Is IonFox over here tanking my JNet stats? Can I just ignore centrals and push? Yeah, we could have pushed an Atlas by now. I think I'm the fool here. I think the line was tree line Atlas advance. This is a bad matchup for Poison Vandal. The way we're playing it, where we're double icing everything, yeah, it is pretty bad. Totally feel you that the waiting room decks are not the fun. Yeah, like this is the thing. I want to lose to my agency. I don't want to lose to the top deck. And then whenever I lose to the top deck, you see I get a bit salty for obviously better or worse, let's say charitably. Not great. But like if I'm making plays and I'm forcing our opponent to respond to us, like then I have fun. IonFox got 20th at Worlds just with the goal to mess with you. Yeah, I know. The longest of cons. Like Harmony AR therapy for tempo. IonFox psyop to make people not expect the deck besides showing it off at whatever event they go. What's really funny is like Ion came up and be like, you gotta see this deck. It's an RPC deck. And I was already like, I'm out. I'm so out. Like any deck in which Harmony AR therapy makes sense means you're playing too slow for me to have fun. I think that is the border. That is the line. If your opponent can play Harmony AR therapy and feel okay about it, it is too slow. They need a Physarum, or what is this Hortum gonna do? I guess you could like Simon Shift the Botchless, but this Hortum seems game winning if it fires. Like you can't slap it. Like obviously the slap vandal on this Pharos was the one you wanted to move over, but Hortum has like fucked up subroutines. The triple advance clause, like just monstrous. I think we might get it to fire. He can move the Botchless, yeah, but then the Pharos doesn't fire. There's that. Yeah, this card, nobody remembers this as like the most absurd text on it of all time. Gain 4 credits, add 2 cards to hand from R&D. You're totally right. Like, you can Botchless this, but if that's the case, then the R&D run's probably not going to connect. If we bottom out and play too big to fail, which we will. Like, you have to make this not fire. Card is canonically a sleepy card, it's true. Very sleepy. All right. That would have lost us the game, so that's good. That's a good thing we got going. They can probably break 1 a cat. Can they break 2 ice, though? We'll find out together. Oh, my foot's asleep. It's sitting really weird. This is not the hand you want to have. I trust you. Thank you. Want to advance for the credit? Ah, because it's 11:47. You're right. We should advance for the credit. Apology for the bad experience. No. It's not your fault. We've been getting pretty unlucky. And I haven't been playing it perfectly, but we've been getting kind of unlucky. I just want to show what the deck can do. And we've got close. Is it the first poison vial? Yeah, it came in with 4 counters. What it's worth, advancing the tree line only matters if we hit 7, which that means advancing it is okay. The thing I'm most excited about is the Dawn is new art. KPI looks so cool. Yeah, I'm so excited to see new art. Set art has been, you know, obviously getting better and better and better since Ashes. So pretty stoked to see what things look like. Mind you, specifically the sock art, which is obviously very good. The full art gets to see more of it, which is great. The soccer card is a really weird KPI. Like if it came out today, I don't honestly know what it would do to the meta. Set art nowadays is so good, yeah. I think this deck is a little tricky to play, tough to show well on the first time. But my hubris London suggests that that's not the case. Like I'd be like, what? It's just simple. You put your ice down, you advance it, and then you just play the combo. The problem is you got to draw the damn combo. Like I would not have guessed that this would be so tricky. Second Diesel. Okay. Even when we top deck the RPC, we can't combo. Now it's only a 26 card deck because we know the bottom card's Biotic Labor. Try to figure out what the 2 default modes will be. I thought it would be install advanced, but realized it doesn't work with BtL. All right. I don't know. I think it'll be install a card for free and put an advancement. I think it'll be install ice advance because it's like instant tempo scoring server in 1 card. Right? Like imagine that you install an ice that costs you 2 credits and you advance. All right, we're going to lose on HQ in this turn. Oh, no, run. Top deck spin doctor? Fuck. Where did the muse go? Where did the muse go? Is that during a run? Where'd the muse go? No MU? Oh, all these Trojans. Yeah, that's true. MU, thank you. Unironically overwrite Pharaohs? you damn right. You are right. I think we over advanced install logjam advance. Triple Ace HQ, it's actually better to trash the botches on Slap Vandal because this deck is on spree. We haven't seen one yet. I hate this deck. Just not for me. Sit here and wait while this happens. Again, if we were scoring out, this doesn't happen. This draw is terrible. This is a bad draw. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We drawn 14 out of 18 points. There's 25 cards in R&D. Sorry, 24 because we know the biotic labor. But like, this is the worst. And I think this is the thing that gets me about these like just draw good decks or like draw to combo decks is like this will happen. And then if this happens, like you're further away from doing your thing. This might actually matter. 5 strength is not enough, but it has 2 end the runs. Oh, we poison value. Yeah, never mind. Ice doesn't matter. I forgot. 1 in 5, not GG. No, we should get one of these counters. Holding on. Oh, it's a burner. Oh, that's fine. An Axis actually would be pretty good here. All right. So now 2 biotics are on the bottom of 26. And there's a slab on top of the deck. 1 run on HQ makes it. Yeah. The hand is all. Well played. No, not really, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We got nothing. Like, what do we do? Check this out. The RPC, the nearest RPC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, is 10 cards down. Like, what are we meant to do? We can't win until we draw another 11 cards. How do we win? Is this bad? Maybe there should be some pivot. Yeah, I could see it. Adding a pivot to add a card to hand would be pretty good. It opens up a lot of lines. Hey, cheers. Thanks for the game. Oh man, I gotta do one more. It's 11:50, but I'm definitely doing one more. Because like the way the things are going, there's no way it's like this. But like we can't sit there and do nothing for 10 turns. What happened to all the RPC? They were just in the bottom half of the deck. We can't win. What's wild is you see a bunch of names here of people who are like just came out from Worlds, like Passive Maldo's at Worlds, IonFox is at Worlds. Like people just want to play more Netrunner. Kind of a sick thing. Super cool. Yeah, if we added a pivot to the deck, we'd be able to just play a double to add it to hand. Like you don't need a threat text. Andre, come over. Tron's in there. There's a server. Andre, come over. No Glacier, all gas to end the centrals and full speed ahead. Yeah, I think that's what we were meant to do. I think that's what's Ion saying that we should do. Sable, it's probably deep dive. That's gonna be a problem. Thanks, you too. All right. Against Sable, Horde him on HQ, a tree line on Logjam and R&D is probably fine. I think we'll flip the order. We'll put Logjam on HQ. I'm gonna keep this hand. But this could easily be a triple deep dive. It's on 46 cards. I don't know if that actually leaks any info. Too big to fail early is like maybe more of a panic button than something we actually want to do. Early Logjam res is pretty bad. A tree line's kind of frustrating for Sable to deal with. Courier kind of struggles. Logjam early is not that good. We can also do Logjam, advanced Logjam on HQ, tree line it, and get a really big, really fast, and then just Hermes loop ruins us. So I don't want to overextend into Hermes. I think 1 or 2 ice walls should be nice too. Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind the ice wall. I don't think we need the greed of a cat. Even a Musfingo be fine because you res it and you get, maybe not. But I could see ice wall being fine. That's a very Jack-made idea. With all due respect, you're a big ice wall believer. Let's do something like this. RPC hype. Axio, how's it going? Nice write up on the Null Signal Games website. Okay, to sick though, it is pretty good. Ordem Treeline Essentials TBTF. I want to try and avoid TBTFing into a run-based criminal as soon as I can. Like, we were trying to want to use this when they think they have a window, but like giving, like, you're assuming Sable's going to run twice a turn on a 5-click turn. So giving a bad publicity as soon as turn 1 is like, obviously it won't matter until the breakers come down, but it's not our priority here. We don't need to res both ice. Just said the word tack in chat, Axu. Love it. We'll res it. It's not going to do its thing, but Sable's mark is an R&D. Let's put it on 3 credit. Sable gets her mark. Oh, thanks in Swedish. Tack. Actually, do you speak Swedish or Finnish? I'm just walking around with printed Axie quotes on the floor. Tack. Both? But what do you most speak? Like, which one should I learn to be able to say things in chat to confuse you? I've been typing hey, H-E-I, because I think that's the way that you would do it. I don't think you noticed. I mean, surely it's not just Swedish. I'm assuming Swedish and Finnish are probably similar. Kind of like how Slavic languages are kind of similar. Wow, Carpe Diem into copulation. Finnish like 99.9, okay. So, is Krupi gonna cup whatever's on top? Pharaohs, that's fine. We are gonna draw a different card. Having a different card is good. Telework. Ooh, cool. Okay, you don't see that all the time. Might be, it's not good. Newer player. I kind of want to respect by tree lining HQ so we don't die to boomerang. This might be a, it's like kind of hard to play copulation and sneak door beta. If I advance this, we still can't res it. Can't res any of this actually. Finnish is closer to Hungarian than the Swedish. Wait, for real? It's like English and Russian level difference. Oh, that's a big difference. Advanced log, install tree line, advanced tree line. That's the other play line, but this actually might connect. There's a chance, like, if this is a newer player, often newer players are not as aggressive as they should be. The bravado is pretty sick. Archives mark, really good. Click list 5 credits, seems okay. Finish is wild, okay. Seems pretty good for them. We also want to consider icing up archives sooner than later. But yeah, it's likely that we'll get the wall-to-wall. Then we'll wall-to-wall the logjam. Spend some time in undergrad in Hungary and pick up a tiny bit of Hungarian. I think Hungarian's not, it's not a Slavic language, I don't think, but I've understood some Hungarian for someone who can understand some amount of Slovenian. Hey, we have most of our combo. I'm actually going to tree line archives because of Sable. If the copulation does connect with a boomerang, like, we're kind of cooked, but at least it's just slash and burns. That's a different grammar structure than English. Oh, I know our Hungarian are insults on like a few days of the week. You're kind of good. You're good to go for a bit. At least you can do some scheduling. I really think you use the NGOs for the early game. Yeah, the money's been like kind of tight. Like NGO would be good. Obviously we have 3 hedge funds. The problem is I'm also like hesitant to draw because I don't feel like most of the top decks I can play. So like a lot of my turn patterns are like advanced cards and not draw. And I probably should be drawing a bit more. Not Slavic because it comes from the Huns. Russian steppes and all that as a branch is in Finland. Hungarian, Finnish, and I think Sami are not even Indo-European languages, so they don't have anything in common with the rest of European languages. Holy shit, it's a tunnel vision. Is this good? Well, I can't res. Wall-to-wall's plenty to draw. Yeah, it's pretty good. So I don't think they're on a deep dive deck because they've shown telework so far. They found the 3rd one. I don't think this game's gonna go our way, y'all. I think this is gonna be bad. There's 16 credits. Now, tunnel vision being the breaker, like, it is an AI, so we can double advance horde him. Have faith? No, it's gone. My faith left an hour ago. Now we're just holding on. Now we're just doing a science experience. Glacier up. I've been told glacier up is not what we want to do. At least you didn't draw the slash and burn? Yeah, that's true. So we want to double advance this thing because tunnel vision is an AI. But there's no way that these doggos are the only breaker. I think we actually res the tree line here. I think we might play too big to fail. Fudge. I feel like this is so bad. Well, when in Rome. All right, Hordem cannot be broken with AI. That's like a nice, neat little clause there. It's a fun thing to put on an advanced splice, I guess. Don't worry, the AI won't be able to break this, but in a whole turn of doing something really inefficient. Okay, so we're in Atlas waiting room. 6 archives and archives. Put Roughneck Repair Squad in there. Honestly, the way that I'm doing things, yeah, but like you want to spend some of your turn advancing cars, I guess. What is the number on this to break tree line? 6 credits on a 5-string tree line. That's only 5 credits with BP. Into the depth? Yo, they're cooking. Holy shit, they're cooking. Also, I want to play the corp if you're feeling it tonight. You think Tron, after getting body with this, you want me to lose to the deck? You want to be like, oh, that deck looks really bad. I'll play one more game into it and get crushed? You think that's what you think that's how I want to end this evening? Hey, Cody, it was also great to see you at Worlds. Hopefully you had a good time, huh? I think Toronto folks were stoked you came out. I think you know that. So paying 6 for this. Now you do get the click back and info bounty, so it's probably going to be worth something. I'm assuming a program's going to come down. Like probably an icebreaker. I would hate to see decoder. You ever wonder why? Can't believe Ion bullied you into playing this deck. I asked to. I was like, Ion, I think I can do this. I think I know that. I almost built the deck list by memory. Like I was kind of excited. It's an Amakua. Oh wait, that's still an AI breaker. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Not for me. I definitely like to see you lose to this deck, but I'm not very nice. I think that'd be a nice way to end the evening. Okay. You thought you could tame the beast? The beast, if you're talking about the deck being the beast, like, come on. Get 9 advancements, do a thing. How hard could it be, he said. Drawing terribly. All right, Logjam's going to have 3 counters on it. That's good. We want to hit an odd number. I'm not beyond purging Amakua. Estabrado last click. What's bad is that I'm going to lose to this. Inside Job HQ. Literally inside Job HQ. Literally inside Job HQ. Get the second one. Oh, you just get one? Come on, you can get the second one. Man, inside Job HQ. Okay. That's good. Well, now Estabrado has text. Okay, I'm worried about this. Technically not Inside Job HQ. It's going to be the newest thing, Inside Job HQ next year. All we're going to have is Inside Job HQ, Estabrado HQ. Never doubt Estabrado can miss. It's like, it's a compilation. It's really hard to miss. The thing is, like, I'm still holding on here because there's a chance we could win. If we top deck an Atlas and then also, like, have some money somehow, like, we could get out of this. Like, their Breaker Suite has ways you can capitalize on it. We just got to advance this Hordem twice more. They got to face check into it, and I think we're cooking. The problem is Estabrado now has, like, threat text. Like, we're on threat 4. They actually could be on Melandrigem. It's a WHQ slightly better prospect when you can combo it with legwork. Oh yeah. Like such is the Mercury problem. Oh, flip switch. Okay, the Hornum's not going to do anything. You can play RPC and Hornum is unadvanced. Oh, yeah, I totally forget about that. The last time we RPC'd, I'm like, wait, my servers suck, which is true, but ideally it's only 2 turns of suck. That is like genuinely a problem. Alarm clock? Oh, crap. We actually have to res stuff. If I was my opponent, I would not like me. This is what you do against an alarm clock. I hate what we've become. We've become the worst BTL. Like, just sit back, do nothing BTL. What's really funny is the remote server is like entirely safe if they're only on, you know, Estebrado, alarm clock, tunnel vision. Like maybe we should score out, but like we're going to score out a slash and burn. Come on now. And for those who don't know, Prycon's only a remote server, so you can't like install your AutoCAD with tree advancements. The real world championship was the self-loathing we made along the way. You think they're on real breakers? All right. R&D's the mark. Hortum, Logjam. Logjam will be 2, 3, 4, 5 strength. I feel like that's better. I'll do the Logjam. 5 strength. So it's 8 credits unless you want to give us money. Nobody runs tunnel and turtle and real breakers. There's a chance you might run like 1 tycoon or something, like just so wraparound isn't a bear. I don't think wraparound is that important. No way you show them Hortum? Yeah, the thing is like showing the Hortum doesn't matter that much because they have a flip switch, but I want to keep that information a bit tight to the chest. Again, there's 3 and 26 that we just lose to this axis. Oh, Logjam's first ETRs? Oh, that's kind of sick. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay. It costs 8 to break. One of those is bad publicity. They get 2 back. So 5 to break? You could imagine worse. The sled team is working real hard out here. 3 and 26 to just close this game. HQ, 4 credits. This wall-to-wall has been doing so much work. The backbone of our economy. Logjam is damn good. Again, I did lose Soccer Worlds, but if everyone's so excited about it, I'll be excited. Look how good it is. It's just a Pharaohs. Oh, fire all. Love it. Logjam not being boomerangable is significant. It is, but like in this meta, I don't think that's your biggest concern. Oh my god, this deck. What the hell is this deck? How? What? Is there a world? Yeah, I think we built the remote server to score, but what are we scoring, right? Like if we, I'm not scoring a slash and burn. I'm going to turn the stream off before we score a slash and burn in the remote server. My kingdom for a pivot. Yeah, the pivot seems really good. I'd play 1 fewer ice, play a pivot, no problem. The problem is like the pivot actually doesn't do it. Oh, can you pivot for an agenda? I think you can, right? What's the text on pivot? It's an operation or agenda, right? Yeah, you can pivot for an agenda. Just hold it. Yeah, why not? I wish Logjam did infinitely scale. I wish all ice did infinitely scale. I wish Logjam was up to X. Like it could be like, it gets up to 5. That's it. Right? Like if you're encouraging people to do the part of Netrunner nobody likes, which is wall-to-wall the Logjam to the moon. Yeah, it seems good for the deck. Pivot for the agenda is really good. Does threat pivot let you install it? I think it does, right? Because yeah, it definitely does. Because people pivoted for like red caps and they would audacity them. It's okay, Sokka. Made sure there's more advanceable ice support. Oh, fudge. I'm out here just grinding the real grind, waiting for my turn, taking 10 seconds to click for credits. Yeah, I like the part of Netrunner evil. I don't know. I don't. It's because it pairs so well with like agendas don't matter. Right? Like it's the sort of I'm gonna drudge work my agendas away. They undid click a draw card? Okay. To draw a card, that's fine. It's legit worse Netrunner. I think it's legit worse Netrunner. Virtuoso. Fuck. That's actually bad. We could lose to that. We have to put the account on archives. We can genuinely lose to that. Wait, that's hella sick. Oh my god. Load bearing wall to wall, honestly, yes. It's so frustrating. I would be tilted out of my mind if I was my opponent. But they also dropped a Virtuosa, and it's kind of good. The first time you make a successor on your mark, access HQ. If it's not, otherwise see an additional card. So they can technically run archives and see another card. I'm genuinely embarrassed to do this in public. Like sitting there just advancing my ice. We should have flooded up by now. We've gone through literally half our deck and we've seen 6 points. Like that's not good. Because if we red planet Couriers combo, we're gonna run out of tokens. Wait, can we draw our whole deck soon with Atlas? I do not recognize this deck. You built it. This is what it does to somebody when it's past midnight. The lights are gonna change color. Maddie's asking where Nana is. I don't know. Is she in her camper? Draw a card. Gain a credit. Advance. Okay. Oh, the lights changed. It got late. Okay, let's be a bit proactive. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. The problem is we can't let this out here. Because if we let this out here, they can farm on Makua. Spins are nice. Yeah, spins are the best thing we have got going. I'm assuming we don't want the slash and burn in our hand. Are there 3 atlases in the deck? Not only are there 3 atlases in the deck, there's like 5 agendas in 18. You're gonna manually score a slash? I can't. I threw it out. I threw it out on purpose, so that would not be an option. The slash and burn is gone. Do we not know where Nana Cat is? Is she maybe in the dresser? We don't know where Nana Cat is. We'll find her. Buy a bands? Oh, I don't think you want to do that. That's unfortunate. Jam Rashida, you need to find the Atlas? Yeah, why did we throw the Rashida out? What's with that? Are we gonna get more Atlas counters than cards left in the deck? Yes. And I'll be very happy if that happens. Okay, we found her. Sec testing. Okay, someone wants to run? Please draw an Atlas. Oh my lord. Please? Atlas one time. Fucking. I'll do it. Okay. We're back. We never left. Get rid of this. Get rid of one of those. 3 turns. We're gonna win. Our opponent is gonna quit playing Netrunner. Like imagine playing against this and then they'll be like, boom, combo. I'm gonna win in 3 turns. We'll probably still lose, but you know what I mean? Can it go to 0 to 7? No. Ion Canon. Oh, that's a good name. Ion Canon. Nah, I can't. The issue is like RPC is all or nothing. I wish it wasn't because like we're gonna turn our Hordems into trash. What do we have left to FA with? Oh fudge. That's going to be a problem. We'll cross that bridge at some point, I imagine. We have 3 biotics. Don't think about it too much. We're so back. Actually, no, because 2 slash and burns are out. We're gonna struggle. We don't want to draw. We actually can't Audacity. We have to end with Audacity. So we're gonna biotic. We're gonna do it. Okay. We're not gonna draw a card. Where does this make sense? This. Great. So we're just gonna do it. Server 1, biotic, RPC. gain more counters than fucking 20. We could end the game right now. Are tree lines left to get the Hortons back online? I don't think so. Yeah, one is. You didn't need a bounce wall? Oh, that's true. Yeah, we shouldn't have bounced wall. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, why did I think we needed to bounce wall? Yeah, that's a mistake. Okay, so next turn we biotic labor for an Atlas, and then from that point, we need to do biotic, install, advance, / burn Audacity, something like that. Just pick up your deck at the end of the turn. Gaming will lose though, because then we'll fail to draw on the next turn. We can't actually do it. It's not safe. Yeah, we need one biotic because we do biotic / Audacity. So 4, 5, gain 1. So it's like a 4 credit play. We will lose on this run. Like, let's be very clear. This run's going to lose us the game. Go out on your own terms. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, we can just pick up the deck. I really do wish we had the wall-to-wall on the remote server. That would be kind of good for us. Now, this does cost 4. Put them in HQ. Yeah, we should. Yeah, we should. What should we take to HQ? How many credits do we need to score 5 more points? Like 5. Oh, Amakua. Oh, that's better. Nice logjam. Shut up. Shut up. All right. Yeah, this logjam sucks. Everyone loves logjam. With Docklands? Oh, wait. With Virtuoso, we don't want to add cards to HQ. Yeah, I'm just going to let it ride. The density on R&D is not bad. Pull all the Spire. No, we lose to Virtuoso, we pull Spire. Because you breach HQ, they will see 2. Yeah, we don't want to lose the game to Virtuoso. It'd be pretty bad. Oh, it's a sec testing run. Okay, I'm glad that we didn't do any of that. I can't believe that was a sec testing run. What the fuck? That was mine. Wait a second. That's fine. We only need 1 biotic. Ow, that hurt. That honestly hurt. The fact that you can sec testing Virtuoso is kind of ripped. They're straight cooking. This is kind of incredibly cool. Leech? Okay. That's a sick interaction. Yeah, it is. That is kind of really cool. Okay. So we need to triple advance to hoard him. Oh man, why do we take the wall-to-wall back? I say when I use compilation to trigger Maw. Yeah, that's also cool. Okay, how to not lose. Triple advancing the Hornum will be a problem for them, full stop. Besides Estebrado, not going to worry about that. I think we have to just get lucky on top of R&D. So our plan is biotic labor into an Atlas. That puts us down to 2 credits. When we're on 2 credits, we have to hope that they run an HQ mark, I guess. When we're on 2 credits, how do we win? We can do... Well, that's probably not good for us. Oh, that's fine. So... Well, wait, they actually only can break... They can flip switch. We got to remember that. If we res the Saket, they can break it for 2. That's bad publicity. It denies them money. Do we want them not to have money? +1 to Treeline Hornum. I think I don't mind it. I tune in to see a 20 counter. Tyler, we worked so hard for this. Glad you can make it in. This is a pain. I don't think we res here. I kept broken by Turtle. No, for sure. But then they have to. The problem is like they're going to jack up before the Hornum, so they just greed 2 more credits from that. So if we res the Akat, it changes the math. Because they can't break the Hornum. So they're going to jack out here, right? They're not going to jack out? What am I missing here? Fire all? You don't have to do that. They didn't have to do that. It doesn't change how many bravado credits. They could have jacked out. I don't know why they just donated us a credit. Oh my god. Oh, it's midnight. And this is in our hand. I think we should have to biotic this. I don't think there's another option. I think we just pull biotic pay 6. Donating credit means you can't TBTF. What about if that was the sickest play? Is they gave us a Hornum credit so we can't too big to fail? We would just advance a card. Oh, we can't. Audacity? No, we need the Audacity to win. I think we need the audacity to win. Okay, hold on. If we do Alice Audacity, we empty our hand. Then on the next turn, we can grab 1 Biotic Labor, 1 Slash and Burn. So we can do install, Biotic. We have 3 clicks. Then we do Slash and Burn. Oh, my brain broke. Yeah, we only have 1 Biotic, 1 Audacity left. So no matter what we pick, it's going to be bad for us. So we might have to take a turn off to Spin Doctor. You need to turn off to spin something, yeah. So we probably do Spin Doctor. Like, I think we just score this to get out of the hand. Like, the other options we do, the thing is, yeah, if we lose this Atlas, we don't lose the game. That's totally fine. So we'll tree line the Hordem. We'll get a Spin Doctor in their remote server and a wall-to-wall. That's going to be our play. I don't think we're going to too big to fail. We don't actually need that much more money. Okay, just committing to lines. Expend. Wall-to-wall is better as padding in hand, I think. Atlas in the remote server. Amakua. They could get it. It's money? No, it's credit neutral. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know if that's the best. I think the wall-to-wall you could do it. I'd rather have another card in hand, though. Like, if we res the wall-to-wall, it's credit neutral. The advancement doesn't really matter. R&D is the mark. That's fine. The triple advanced Hordem is doing most of the work here. Even if they steal the Atlas, they don't win, right? Is this Sable on dive or knife? I don't think it's on knife, because we would have seen it. And it could be on 1 dive, but we've seen a lot of influence, right? We've seen 2 telework, 3 telework, 2 telework, that's 4. Into depths is 5, 6, 7. They could be on 1 or 2 deep dive. Leech is 8. Yeah, they could at least be on 1, which mightn't be too surprising, especially with sec testing and info bounty. We also could have res this and discard the Atlas, but that's probably a bit silly. They could be on dive. I don't think they dive this turn, though. We can't res the Spin Doctor. I actually don't know how they get... Oh, it's an alarm clock. Hold on. We should res alarm clock. Yeah, so we want to res the kit for the alarm clock because they can obviously break it, but then they can't break Hordem. We can just do it. All right, so they either double click through it or they pay 1 or 2 credits. If we're planning to Biotic RBC again and the Audacity the last 2, I don't think we actually have an intention to Biotic RBC again, but you're right, we could consider it. I think most of the RPCs are accounted for. Oh, no, they're not. Yeah, that's an interesting line. I haven't considered it. But Biotic RPC is another way to close out. I think it's just going to be harder than our normal game plan. I'll fire? Okay. Interesting. I thought they would pay 2. It's bad publicity. They should, with bad publicity at a minimum, they should have broken the first one. Biotic RPC is cheaper? It's not. Biotic Advance Audacity Expend is a bit cheaper. I think it's a bit cheaper. So we're not going to resist Spin Doctor. We're just going to score at the Atlas with Audacity. They can't break this. I don't think they know they can't break this. I don't think you can break this one. Am I missing something? Yeah, they need a vibrato. They have a loaded cup and Docklands out. Imagine not stealing slash and burn. It'd be pretty bad. It'd generally be pretty bad. Hey, no worries. Yeah, definitely take that back. No, I'm firing that subroutine. Yeah, the thing with Virtuoso is like archives technically is a way to like breach HQ with cupellation, docklins. It's kind of sick. We have to be careful that we manage our hand. So Estabrados are gonna be a problem, boomerangs are gonna be a problem, inside jobs are gonna be a problem. But we just want to like hopefully not tap an agenda. If we tap an agenda, we'll just I think we still audacity no matter what here. The picking up 2 cards part doesn't even matter. No, we actually probably wouldn't pick up 2 cards, but we gain 4 credits for sure. Okay, so I think here we don't res the Spin Doctor and we just audacity the Atlas and get it out of hand. Fine. That puts us on game point. We advance first. Then we grab here. It actually might be better to get the slash and burn because then the slash and burn you have to be chasing. I'd rather not have that on H. I don't. It doesn't matter. I can't tell. R&D seems pretty safe. But it actually might be better to get the slash and burn in archives because then they have to either threaten the Spin Doctor or archives and then run R&D. That might be better. I could see that being better. So they have to win this turn or stop us from winning. Stopping us from winning is pretty difficult. Slash, you have your money cards. I don't think we're going to need our money cards. There's nothing that we're going to be able to res here. 9 credits is more than enough. I think we score out on like 6. It's going to be close. Their mark is R&D. Fuck. RPC Biotic is still an option. Yeah, funny enough, it is. That'd be way wilder. 5 credits to the basic no audacity combo. What's the combo? So we can pull, obviously, the agenda, Biotic Labor. We install the agenda, install Biotic Labor. Then we also grab whatever other fast advance piece. So 1 slash and burns enough. We just need 2 fast advance pieces. So either 2 audacities, that doesn't make sense, 2 slash and burns, or 2 biotics, or combination. So install the agenda, Biotic, advance the agenda, slash and burn, advance. Is that enough? Hopefully it is. Do you RPC the Spire? Yeah, we score the 5-3. Yeah, we definitely should have not audacity. We should have slash and burn for many reasons. We had cards in hand, so they would consider running HQ. There's a lot of reasons why we shouldn't have audacity. We should have slash and burned. Yeah. In hindsight, it seemed better. I still didn't do it. I said it seemed better. Still didn't do it. We actually might be able to drain all the agendas into HQ if they run R&D last click. Like literally use, what is it, 4 Atlas counters to fill a hand? No, we can't do that because of we can do it because of Virtuoso. We can't make that play because of Virtuoso. We cannot have agendas in hand. It was way better, yeah, to have 3 cards in hand there. You need Biotic +2, so total 3. FA tools for 5-3. Oh yeah, you're right. We need 3 total tools. So we need Biotic, Audacity, and Slab. Oh my god, we got it. We have it. We survived. They can't run R&D. They would have to have a trick for Hordem, like res Spin Doctor, remove from game, shuffle back in Audacity. Should we just either RPC Biotic line? It's easier. We don't actually need Spin Doctor for that. Let's do the convoluted one. Oh, I don't want to mess this up. Audacity, Biotic, start turn. Shopping. Just put your deck face up on the table. Oh, we have 9 credits. Yeah, we can do the convoluted one. Let's just do the simple one. I can grab any card here. You can't mess that part up. I successfully hate myself. And scene. Good game. Oh, they left. Yeah, okay. No GG. Feels bad. Not, yeah, feels bad. Okay, so the other combo was Biotic Labor. We're down to 5. We have 4 clicks. We install the agenda. We have 3 clicks. We advance the agenda. It has 1 advancement. We're on 6 clicks. Then we Audacity slash and burn. Fine. And we can fill our hand with Audacity. Clearly a deck that could almost make the top cut. Almost could win undefeated on JNet. Sorry to everyone who had to watch that. Hopefully y'all had a good time. It's pretty neat. Yeah, it's really neat. It is really neat. This reminds me a bit of my Jemison deck. Oh, no way. So like I have a deck list published a long time ago. I think it was fun to see. It's definitely interesting to see. And I have no doubt people are going to want to watch this. If you see the timestamp, I'm not going to say which ones are the winning deck lists, but if you're watching this and hopefully you saw the combo. But I just want to show this because I was known for doing this back in the day. I think you're going to find in a Maverick deck or maybe even a generic sheep deck. Oh, let me just put in a little Titan Transnational Spice. Yeah, open for business. I play this all the time. So this is a deck where mid-seasons back in the day was a card that said, oops, you stole an agenda, huge trace 6, let alone you had money. And then you gave the runner like 17 tags, no problem. And then you played Psychographics. And then Psychographics could put 17 advancements on a single card. Now you might be wondering like, so you have one Psychographics and it doesn't matter because you always pulled a Jackson Howard, installed a Jackson Howard, shuffled the Psychographics back in, pulled the same Psychographics, and you could just do it every turn. It was sick. It was really, really sick. This was like a very endearing archetype to me. I have a whole plan. Click one, install Jackson Howard, use Jackson Howard for Psychographics, use Atlas Counter. This is 2016 gaming. So definitely something that I liked. This is a bit more proactive though, because it's a rush deck and you actually did have a kill combo. So if they played too slowly, you killed them with meat damage. And I think there's a chance you can actually put the meat damage in the deck. The problem is you can't put tags into the deck because you're running all the biotic labors. Yeah, and backup Scourge. This was like my favorite modernism deck because it had a really weird line that people wouldn't see coming. And if they flowed too many tags, you could also just kill. So it was either Psychographics, and if they had Plascrete, you wouldn't kill, you would go for the score out, and people didn't expect it. You're up late, Terrence, the deck we played. Oh my god, we're up late. How you doing? It only costs 1 per tag plus 1 per advancement for 1 per credit. It's expensive. What was the biggest Atlas you made in testing? Like 12, 6 is the target, 8 is ideal. Anything extra is gravy. Yeah, 20 is pretty good. 1 copy of GFI looking cursed. Yeah, we have influence. GFI actually really doesn't matter that much in this deck. In hindsight, like you play some weird decks back in the day, and then you realize like, wait, why did we do this? Right? Like 1 GFI barely, like I can run the numbers. Oh my god, I can run the numbers. Did that button work? It did not summon my code. Shit, I have my agenda density calculator. Oh, it's here. Can you see it? You can. Okay, how many cards are in your deck? Let's run this really quickly. There's 49 cards in the deck. 3 points. There's on 3 3-pointers. How many 2-pointers were on 4 2-pointers? How many 1-pointers were on 3 1-pointers? Does that runs 1 GFI? Okay. So how many times did you run this test? Let's run it 500,000 times. So let's see if the GFI actually matters. It probably doesn't. Simulation is running. I need to figure out how messed up the deck you played is later. You'll find it. Oh, I could have done a comparison. Whatever, we'll do it non-comparison. So if this deck runs 1 GFI, the average accesses the runner needs is 18 accesses. They win by stealing 3 agendas a quarter of the time, usually on 4 agendas, sometimes on 5 agendas. So 18. Let's run this again. Oh crap, I can't just, what is it that? Oh, that was not what I wanted. Hold on. How do you run this? Pi agenda? Okay, so we run it again. We're on 49. We're on 3, 4, 3. And we has no global food initiatives. Let's see if it changes the math. Make sure to play your simulation reset. I've never seen your structure before, but I never knew your program was polite. Oh, it's very polite. I am very polite when I code. I think it's so much funnier when the programs are polite. 17. Actually, it matters. It turns out the 1 global food initiative on average changes the amount of access the runner wins off by 1. Kind of cool. Doesn't seem like it's important, but it is kind of cool. So instead of losing on 18 accesses, we lose on 17 accesses if we don't play the 1 global food. And they more often obviously win on 54 accesses and 3 accesses, or 3 agenda steals, excuse me. So kind of does matter. Neat. Yeah, GFI is busted. Never doubt the GFI is busted. It's weird because you don't think 1 GFI matters and then you run the numbers and like 1 additional access for the runner to hit 50 is super important. After watching the semifinals for Worlds, I don't know how important these simulations matter. That is very, very true. I want to give a huge thank you to all these names here and more. We've been streaming for a while. Again, it's World's Weekend. We've been pretty busy. We had some recent joiners to the Metropole Grid Patreon. Firstly, Steve and I believe joined today. It could be Stephen L. It's hard to tell sometimes. But thank you so much for joining on the Sure Gamble tier. I have to get your name up in here. I think I might have shouted out already Steve G24 for joining for the daily cast, and Christopher Coppin as well earlier this month, and MJ also for joining. I think MJ's name is in here for the Sure Gamble tier. Thanks so much for helping support the channel. We've been back from Worlds. We finished an APC. It might take us a minute to spin up some more video content. I think we want to focus a bit on System Gateway. So if you want to take a second, if you're playing some System Gateway decks up on gentech.net, if you want to throw some replays my way, whether it's the System Gateway core decks with no IDs, or if you want to, build your own deck list, I think that's a nice spot to do a replay review. I think I'm missing deck lists like that. I got some really nice deck lists emailed, metropolegrid.gmail.com. You can always find me. Recently, I need to respond to some nice deck list submissions, but a lot of them are like a bit more interesting decks, and it's hard to talk about fundamentals. I want to focus on fundamentals before we start talking about the weirder stuff. Come peek in my JNet room. Uh-oh. Are you doing some big ones? That sounds very weird. Thanks so much for hanging out. We'll be back on a Tuesday. We have no video stuff planned for this weekend. Again, do check out the No Signal Game stream. If I'm not mistaken, this weekend, Juniper says that she'll be getting together single videos. So actually, if you haven't watched the No Signal Game stream of Worlds, maybe wait for a bit, because they should be easier to watch, where they're going to be broken down to separate video sections on YouTube, which is pretty great. And with that, IonFox, thanks for sharing the deck. Solomon, congratulations on the deck of the week. And what else did we play? Oh, we played the Jukebox decks, the Asa deck. That deck is sick. We'll be back next week. Cheers. Oh, hold on. When should the preview window start for the next set of new core? Ed, sorry, fake out. Preview season, I don't know. They said it'll come out in Q1 of next year. I'm assuming it'll be late. Generally, preview season happens about a month before. So we might see 1 or 2 cards. Like there's an expectation maybe that we'll get a couple cards early, like a booster pack or something like that. That usually happens when there's a long window. Like we might see a couple other cards, like we saw Sokka's card for fun. I wouldn't bet on it, but if it happens, I wouldn't be surprised. They haven't said officially anything like that. But then generally we'll be seeing like new cards and previews probably February, maybe early January or late January, excuse me. May watch again then. Thanks for the stream. Hey, Q1 end, looking forward to it. Yeah, Q1 of next year is when the new set's going to come out, and generally spoiler season is the month before. So I do think there's an expectation, because the release has been pretty far apart, that NSG might do some extra effort to give us something in the meantime. But it might just be a new format where they unban or ban stuff for fun. But sometimes like the end of the year format between Worlds and the next season, they can goof it up a bit for fun. Night.